Yeah. That is absolutely beautiful. Yeah, Notre Dame, Georgia, right here on ESPN. We have it on for you here at Buffalo Wild Wings. We are in Gallatin. Join us today as we broadcast live from Buffalo Wild Wings at Gallatin for our final Titans football feast of the season. 1109 Nashville Pike in Gallatin. Stop by for your chance to win Titans tickets against the Texans coming up on Sunday, and other prizes each hour thanks to Miller Lite and to Buffalo Wild Wings, plus $5 22-ounce Miller Lite draft beer. So we have all of that coming up. Our giveaways are always in the 45 segment, so the 3:45 segment, 4:45 segment, 5:45 segment. We also have the Ron Slay Miller Lite Wash Away Toast, and we're going to have to figure out how we're doing that because Ron Slay is on assignment today. He will be back tomorrow. So I want to let y'all know that. Coming up guest-wise, Dan Wetzel from Yahoo Sports is absolutely hilarious. One of the best writers in the country for sure. Beyond sports even. Mm-hmm. The Wash Away Toast coming up at 4:45. What are we going to do about that? Last time Slay wasn't here for the Wash Away Toast, we did a poll on Twitter or on X.
To determine who would do it.
And so
are we doing that again?
Babs was in the lead for a little while, and then she stated a great case as to why Kirby should do it, and she ran away with second place.
Yep.
I'm about to post it in just a minute. You can go at 3HL1045 on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, and you can vote. Voting will end at 3:40. 4:40. That's what I meant. Not in 40 minutes.
4:40.
4:40. Is that live and focused here?
So the last time I agreed to chug a beer if Kirby would do it because I thought that Kirby was way better equipped to do it.
Well, and I think that Kirby, because I call his performance in that deal the Hindenburg. I mean, it was just a burning blimp. All right. Catastrophe, hitting the ground, killing everyone involved. That's what happened. So I really think that Kirby should get another shot at it because Kirby is one of the best storytellers you've ever been around. But he went away from his strength. You got to play to your strengths in life. Mm-hmm. He played to his weakness. Like I don't even know what that was.
Listen, I've got something toasted. If it happens to be me.
I don't even know what that means.
Like, I've got something brewing for the Wash Away Toast if I get voted to do it.
Oh, well, I mean, good. You just nominated yourself. You're ready. No one else is.
I'm ready this time. Ecky Bop wants to be in it.
Ecky Bop wants to do it.
Okay, so he's going to be the fourth. So it's Don, Brent, Kirby, Ecky Bop.
How are you not involved?
I don't know. No one ever asked me.
Can you put 5 people in there?
No, just 4.
Oh, come on.
I give Twitter. Hey,
Twitter.
Take it up with Elon.
Listen, take me out because I'm going to finish 4th and put yourself in there.
Okay, I'll put myself in there because I'll do it if I'm voted.
There you go.
I need to sit in the host chair and just make sure y'all do this correctly and that everything runs smoothly. That's my job.
'Tis your life story right there.
Because, I mean, toward the end of the show,
set it up.
So toward the end of the show on Tuesday, I was really good at that.
Was I here on Tuesday?
Yeah, you kept telling me to take phone calls.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you were not good at your job then.
Me and Slay, like I had turned toward him and like we were just doing weird stuff, and my back was to the phone. I didn't even know what was going on there. Here's my question.
I took over.
You did. Here's my question as we start today's show. Which way are we betting this game?
Georgia, that's a great question.
And Notre Dame. So Georgia sophomore Gunnar Stockton gets his first start.
Yep.
4-star quarterback out of Tiger, Georgia.
First quarterback ever to get his first start in the college football playoff.
How about that?
Welcome in, kid.
Notre Dame is a 1.5-point favorite.
This is what I'll say. I think take out Ohio State and how they're playing right now.
Ohio State, dude. They're
the
like,
best team in the country
right now.
They're like
on the Autobahn, just cruising.
That Michigan loss did wonders for them.
Yes, it did.
Besides that, I think Notre Dame is the second best team in this college football playoff. You look at everybody wants to talk about that loss. It was so early. They are 11-0 since their loss to NIU. 11-0.
Yeah.
That was coming off a big game. It was week 2.
Not just 11-0. They're pounding.
I think their defense is scary. I think their defense will be able to handle Georgia and possibly make it a difficult day for a quarterback that doesn't have game experience in these kind of big moments and big games.
I really think that Georgia would see. I agree with you on Notre Dame. Like I think if you just kind of rank the teams, I think it's Ohio State, Notre Dame, Penn State, Georgia, Texas, maybe. But here's the thing: Kirby Smart with time to prepare in games like this.
And guess
Even
what?
with a
Kirby
first year-
Smart is the best coach in this college football playoff,
Yeah.
and that is absolutely a fair point.
So I think Notre Dame is going to come in defensively with the thought that Georgia's going to try to run the ball because they have a young quarterback making his first start. I think with the time to prepare, I think they're going to have a script for Gunnar Stockton where they throw it and try to catch Notre Dame off guard. I think this is a fascinating matchup for sure, and I'm glad that we get to sit here and watch it while we talk with you guys about
watch it with us.
a number of issues. Yeah. So college football semifinals, Texas 5 seed surviving overtime, double overtime. We'll talk about that against Ohio State, who is the hottest team right now, judging the last 2 wins against opponent too. Penn State blowing people out also, but I just kind of think Ohio State is there. Penn State's tight end's pretty good though. Have you seen him play?
That kid, he can do everything.
2 touchdowns last game.
Listen to this. So I worked that Penn State game. So the OC Kotelnicki talked about, he's kind of like the mad scientist, like crazy guy. And sometimes it shows in games. You're like, dude, against SMU, I'm like, dude, just run the ball. Like they can't stop you. Stop trying to get cute and creative and whatever. Just do your thing. Just, you're out. They're outmatched at the line of scrimmage. Like, stop trying to be cute. But Kotelnicki's kind of that guy. So he was talking about how
that's how they used to be, and they hired him to not be that. Right? You know what I mean? So he's being him.
Yeah.
Mad scientist. I like that.
Yeah. So he always comes up with different ways to utilize that legit, ridiculously talented tight end. And he's always like, yeah, I'll go to him and be like, hey, so what do you think about this play and throwing the ball here? What do you think about being a running back here? What do you think about lining up, as a wide receiver? And he's always like, oh, yeah, okay, cool. Oh, yeah, I can do that. Shows him once, done. Like, the kid is just insane.
Tyler Warren.
The things that he can do, his talent, I mean, whew.
Yeah,
He's a machine.
Against Boise State, he had a couple of touchdowns, and Penn State jumped out 14-0, and Boise State was able to fight back, which is what they do, and so it's 17-14 in the third quarter, and then you get the touchdown to the big tight end, and then a long run and some separation and score there, but Boise State running back Ashton Jeanty got to his 100 yards, but the Penn State defense controlled things and really made him earn it. His yards per carry was 3.5, which is half of what his normal is what he was averaging this season. And then James Franklin after the game said, quote, "We played a complete game. Complimentary football, offense, defense, special teams." So here they sit. Penn State gets the winner of this game, Notre Dame and Georgia. So we'll see what happens. That'll be in the Orange Bowl on Thursday, January 9th. The Cotton Bowl will be Texas, Ohio State, Friday, January 10th.
Home game for Texas.
No doubt. Buffalo Wild Wings is where we are. Again, 4:45. We'll do the wash away toast. We don't know who will do it. It'll be a guest toaster. And we have I mentioned the giveaways? 3:45. So if you're here at Buffalo Wild Wings, make sure you get your name in the box over there by the
What's your name in the box?
light bright buffalo head thing made of golf balls. And you'll have a chance to win at 3:45. Titans Texans tickets, a pair, $50 Kroger gift card, a large Titans dry fit T-shirt. At 4:45, your chance to win Titans Texans tickets and a $50 Kroger gift card. At 5:45, Titans Texans tickets, a Titans mini helmet autographed by running back Tyjae Spears. And Babs's prize closet will be open in the 5 o'clock hour as well.
For all our listeners.
To give you guys a chance to win tickets to the finale. They're talking about snow showers turning into rain for that game. So we'll see how all that works out.
Oof. Let me tell you how it should work out.
And then turning back to snow on Monday, somebody said. I have to dig in. Zeph Dog, will you check in with Big Savagery, Ramone Foster, and make sure he's good at 5:20?
Yeah, well.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks.
All right. Yeah, good talk. You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
The Evident Bank chat is open. Happy New Year. Obviously, like all of y'all, we are so saddened by the tragedy yesterday in New Orleans. That is the big story. And I'm glad that everyone, first responder-wise, was able to help as quickly as possible. We always celebrate those guys for sure because those are the men and women that are running toward the thing that everybody's running away from. And so certainly thinking about everyone that was affected, the people that died, the people that were injured, the people that were trying to help, all of those things. Good job by the Sugar Bowl and college football to move this game to today, and now we get to watch it in the afternoon. So,
That's right.
When we come back, one of our favorite guests, Dan Wetzel, Yahoo Sports. We'll talk about the college football playoffs with him next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening, y'all? Vic Slay coming to you now. Recently contacted We Grow Hair, and you need to do the exact same thing. If you're having a little sunroof that's opening up top that you don't want to do that, yeah, you're probably thinking, well, Slay, you getting a little cocky, ain't you? Well, I don't think that's what it is. If you want to care what you look like, that's what I'm doing. I'm watching myself on Zone Stream and on the SEC Network, and I ain't going to stand by and just continue to let it fall out. I can do something about it. I'm going to PAI Medical. We Grow Hair. Now, what you need to know is you can lose up to 50% of your hair before you even notice it. Do what I did. Call right now for your free evaluation. 615-376-6010. 376-6010. For almost 30 years, We Grow Hair has been Nashville's premier hair restoration medical clinic. We Grow Hair's FDA-approved laser hair therapy plus antigen therapy is going to restore your hair. They have a trademark hair transplant that you can do, that procedure that gives you 3 times more hair in one procedure. Go to WeGrowHair.com, 615-376-6010. Let them know Big Slay told you to go.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport with you at Buffalo Wild Wings at Gallatin. Georgia and Notre Dame going at it in the Sugar Bowl college football semifinal. Notre Dame with a quick 3-and-out on defense. Trying to establish some things there. Going to talk some college football. Our goddamn Wetzel, Yahoo Sports, joins us now. Dan, what's up? How are you, man?
Doing great. How are you, too? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Wetzel.
Appreciate you, man. So what are your overall thoughts of how this version of the college football playoff is working system-wise?
Pretty good. I think there's some tweaks to be made, but for the most part, I think the seeding, obviously, the automatic top four isn't perfect or isn't great. But that said, Arizona State proved to be a worthy number 4 seed, certainly. I thought Boise State did a good job playing. They competed. I don't think they're a 3 seed, but they didn't embarrass themselves. But I think on a small field, you've got a small bracket, you've got to really keep seeding. It's got to be the right seeding, or else it messes up everybody, including a team like Tennessee, which rather than getting to host a game had to go play this juggernaut of Ohio State, right? And was that really the right setup? So it affects a lot more teams than maybe you think. I think Tennessee should have been a 6 seed or something instead of a 9, but that's where they were at. And then I think home field in that second round would also help. Somebody like Oregon really didn't get an advantage for winning all of their games. They had to go play Ohio State at a neutral site. But for the most part, pretty good. I'm really excited about today's game. Obviously, yesterday we had one good one and one blowout, but I have a feeling Ohio State's going to make all their games blowouts.
Yeah, how about them? I mean, that Michigan loss clearly did wonders for them because they look like the best team by far, and it's not even close in the college football playoff right now.
Yeah, they remind me of Mike Tyson, okay? And they come out now, not against Michigan, but now, and they just start throwing haymakers. And they are unapologetic about it. There's no let's establish the jab, Mike. Let's feel the other guy out, Mike. Let's settle into the fight, Mike. That's what they did against Michigan. That's a dumb way for Mike Tyson to against Tennessee and against Oregon. It's let's throw it to Jeremiah Smith. That's our left hook. We're coming at you with all guns ablazing, and we're the ones who can do things you can't. And it's your cornerback that's scared of our guy, understandably, and we're just going to blitz you. And obviously it's a football game. You can't get knocked out. They're going to play all 60 minutes. But essentially, Tennessee and Oregon, who both, once they kind of got back on their feet, mounted somewhat of a competitive bit for a little while, were knocked out in the first round. And that's why I just think that against Michigan, they spent their time trying to establish the run and let's show how tough, let's be tougher than Michigan. Forget being tougher than Michigan. Win the game. You're not going to be tougher than Michigan. Michigan's tough. That's what they've got. They aren't a good team, but they are tough. And this is just, we're throwing haymakers from the start. There were no jabs. And now that they've embraced that, because that defense was always good, look out. I think Tennessee and Oregon kind of just got buzzsawed. It's not really a fair fight.
Penn State rolling too, but how much do we know about that? Are you sold on them as they play? They'll play the winner of this game, Notre Dame, Georgia.
No, I'm not sold. I thought, again, they got the jump. I think one of the issues is did this bye is coming off the bye going to show some rust? And we'll see what happens here with Georgia, who I think is certainly equally talented as Notre Dame, if not more talented. But, they were able to get up on Boise. But Boise, I really thought, played a good game. I know it ended up 17 points. But for the most part, they came back and they competed. They were always the lesser team, but they had a chance for that upset. They had a tough call here or there. Tyler Warren's impossible to guard in the end zone to cover, but for the most part, they did pretty well. I think Penn State's rolling a little bit, though. They're having a lot of fun. They've got a lot of momentum behind them, and we'll have to see who comes out of this Georgia-Notre Dame game. So I think Ohio State you feel great about. Everybody else you're going to go, I'm not so sure. But you know what? We've seen in the NFL playoffs, and you guys know this, week to week you don't know. And you just survive in advance, and maybe the next game you clip. Texas survived in advance, but who cares? Yeah. They're there.
How about Cam Scatterbo? I mean, watching that game, I'm like, dang, maybe some of us should have put him higher on our Heisman ballots, I mean, just a gritty or on it, yes. Yeah. Gritty, I mean, unbelievable performance. You can't help but root for that kid.
One of the best performances I've ever seen in a bowl game. I mean, you think about like Vince Young at Texas or some of those things, but I saw this clip. He was on Dan Patrick today, and he said they call the pass he had, the pass he threw.
Yeah.
And he said, well, Sam Levitt tells me my ankle's hurting. I can't really run, so don't throw it to me. So now, rather than change out, he checks to his receiver 30 yards downfield. Like, that's not that's crazy play. He threw into double coverage, and it worked. And then I love, he throws up, and afterwards he goes, yeah, you got to puke and rally, which, is a spirit animal of a lot of us on New Year's Day. A lot of us know, Arizona State kid knows how to puke and rally. He pukes and goes, he's so hard to tackle. He just it's just incredible effort. Just an incredible effort by him. Great effort all around by Arizona State.
So it was interesting too. There was video afterwards where Arch Manning went to go, congratulate him and say hi, and then you realize how short Cam Scatterbo is. I mean, Arch Manning just towered over him.
Oh, yeah. Because you're looking at this guy like, is this the best football player I've ever seen? And you're like, I just like Mel Kiper said, like third round. Like, I don't know, man, but he is small. If you want, in case you're bored and you're looking for something funny, as I did this last night, I have such an active social life. Cam Scatterbo high school highlights. Oh, my goodness. If you think the Texas Longhorns could not tackle this kid, the high school opponents in California and this whatever the heck this town, it looked like a rural town. I don't know where he's from. He originally signed with Sacramento State. There's a play where it looks like all 11 players in the team tried to tackle him, and it didn't work.
Oh, my God.
I've seen that play. It's incredible.
He's so funny.
Cam Scatterbo high school highlights, unbelievable. But, he was a like COVID recruit, and I think there's some of these guys that, 2020, maybe your team wasn't playing, or you just didn't get scouted, or you couldn't get to, a rival's camp or something, and there's just these guys that are out there that you're like, where did this guy, how the heck did anyone miss him? But maybe nobody saw him, but they should have been watching YouTube.
The funny thing about that tape is, like, Scatterbo, as you said, he's running over everybody, just his face in everyone's chest. And watching him in high school and these little, like, 5'5", 130-pound defensive backs trying to come up and tackle that guy. It's pure comedy.
A couple of them really were about that business. Like, they were going for it, and it didn't end well. And then, it was like the whole team photo tried to tackle him at one point, and he just, he comes out the other end. It's like, what? This guy is incredible. And everyone got to see it. So he finished 5th in the Heisman voting. Yeah. I watched them a lot this year because Vegas was behind on Arizona State, and they were behind on this one too. I mean, they had I couldn't believe that point spread. I thought, and then of course it looked bad for me early, but it worked out. But I thought, this is a pretty good team, and Scatterbo and Levitt, they don't have a they're just as good as the running back QB combo on Texas side. So I was kind of, but everybody got to see it. But I didn't think he was as good. This was his best game. He had some great runs, but this was his best game.
Yeah.
I mean, for those that don't know, he was 1 for 1. That's the pass you're talking about. 42 yards and a touchdown. 30 carries, 143 yards and 2 touchdowns. 8 receptions, 99 yards. So that's a total of 284 and 3 touchdowns. And just
which was more than Georgia as a complete offense put up
Yeah.
on Texas in the SEC championship game. That kid.
And this is on a team where he's pretty much the option. Like, it's not like Jeremiah Smith is unbelievable, but you can't have everyone focused on him, right? You're going to get beat by 5 other guys that are going to the NFL.
Exactly.
Scatterboot is just about it. I mean, he's running 4th and 1, and they were sending him out wide to run post routes.
Yeah, no wonder he's puking and rallying.
Yeah, puke and rally, man. Puke and rally.
Good stuff.
first time I heard that phrase, Slay said it one day. So, yeah, that's a good one.
That's on brand.
Speaking of Jeremiah Smith, though, Wetzel, 103 yards, 2 touchdowns against Tennessee. Against Oregon, 7 for 187 and 2 touchdowns. I love the fact that the guy just comes out and says, look, man, if you want to play man-to-man against me, I've already caught the ball.
He's not lying. He's not lying.
Right.
There was this bit last year on signing day. You can't talk about the recruits until they actually send their paperwork in, right? And Jeremiah Smith had not sent his in the middle of the day when Ryan Day had his press conference. And there was like a little back and forth at the end that maybe Miami could flip them and keep them. And who knows all the details, but it was like 95% sure this was going to happen. And then during the press conference, they alert Ryan Day, he signed, it's in, and he's going to be a Buckeye. And Ryan Day did this little it was funny. He kind of did this exaggerated almost a fake feint and a exhale. And everyone kind of laughed. It was just sort of funny. But now I was watching that game yesterday. I'm like, oh, that wasn't fake. That was like, I could win the national title now because as good of the receivers as I've had and have, there's not a freshman. When you lose Marvin Harrison Jr. and you upgrade with a freshman, that's amazing. This kid's incredible.
Dan Wetzel with us, Yahoo Sports. Dan, you still in Detroit? Is that where you are?
I'm here right now, yeah.
Yeah, so pretty big NFL game coming up there. It's been amazing to see what that franchise has been able to do over the last few years, and certainly a great shot at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the defense is decimated, but they find a way. Dan Campbell is, to me, the most interesting coach in the league. I don't know if he's the coach of the year, but he's definitely the most interesting. All his different fourth down strategies, onside kicks, fake plays, trick plays, the whole mentality of are we resting start? Are we teeing up a game? Are you kidding me? We're playing to win. It's all of it. The people love them, and Minnesota's a great story too. How about this game? It's the latest. It's the only time ever in regular season history you've had 2 14-win teams play, right? I mean, both of these are 14-2. And the quarterbacks are Jared Goff, who got traded away and was thrown in as here, have our quarterback. The Rams give up on him. Nobody thinks he's going to be any good. He's just okay. He's good, but he's not good enough. And then Sam Darnold on the other side, who held a tablet last year in San Francisco, has done nothing in his career. I covered a game between Indianapolis and New England, and they were both 9-0. It was deep in November. It was the late, and it was Manning versus Brady, right? It was the kind of thing you expect when you have all-time greats like that. Here's this game that kind of reminds me of that, this crazy regular season game that has all this impact, and it's Goff versus Darnold. And it's nobody could have, anyone in the league could have had Goff or Darnold. And here they are.
We're aware.
Incredible game, yeah, as you know.
Yeah, well, we get to watch Mason Rudolph and Will Levis switch series on Sunday. So,
and hopefully lose.
Yeah, draft that. I like Philadelphia's resting everyone so the Giants win again. And
I didn't even think about it from that angle.
They're going to be like number 11. Yeah, have the 11 pick. Have fun.
Yeah, we don't want y'all in the top 5.
Not only are we resting for our Super Bowl run, but you're going to win, and you're going to screw up your draft order. That's Steve's petty, man. It's beautiful.
Hey, Wetzel, did you see the story? Like, Zeph, when was that monkey story? Like a month ago, 6 weeks ago?
Probably about a month and a half, yeah.
Did you see that story where like 60 monkeys escaped a facility and were running around in South Carolina?
Oh, yeah.
This is a Wetzel story right here.
My favorite newspaper, the Daily Mail of London, was all over this thing. They love stories like that. Daily Mail's quality read. Yeah,
number one.
I think they got them all now, but like, who do you call? Who do you call? The cops? Like, these guys, cops have a hard enough job. All right, guys, we're gonna go hunt monkeys. How the hell am I catching a monkey? I don't have that at the academy.
Well, also, like, how did this happen? Like, did the monkeys like organize a coup and like?
I think once that gate got open, they're smart. The monkeys are smart. There was one in Ohio where the big game got out. I don't know if you remember that, and then everyone had to lock down because it was like lions and stuff. But yeah, once one monkey gets loose, they're all making it's a jailbreak, man. These guys know what's up.
We revisited that story. Like, we looked like for an update, and like a few weeks later, and there were still like they were like, well, we've got 57 of the 63. I'm like, well, where are the other 6? Were they just like squatting in somebody's trailer that they don't know about?
They gone.
I don't know. It's like that. Remember the kangaroo that got loose? Like no one ever found it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but that was in Mississippi, wasn't it?
Wetzel, that was Guntown, Mississippi. Remember that?
Guntown, Mississippi. Like, someone shot that thing.
No
There's
doubt.
a kangaroo taxidermed up on someone's wall down there.
Either that or it's the South, man. We're eating it.
Yeah, absolutely. Get after it.
Dan Wetzel, Yahoo Sports.
My neighborhood.
Hey, thanks, Dan. Appreciate you, man. Happy New Year, brother.
Thanks, guys. It's always good talking to you.
Thanks, Wetzel.
There he is, Dan Wetzel, at Dan Wetzel, Yahoo
Those
Sports.
animal stories are right up Wetzel's alley.
He was all in on the kangaroo that got loose in Guntown, Mississippi.
Oh, that one was good, though.
I mean, of all the places to get loose, you're a wild
about to be
animal.
gunned down
and it's
in Mississippi.
Guntown, Mississippi. That was something. So, college football semifinals, Texas will play Ohio State again Friday, January 10th in the Cotton Bowl. Ohio State a 6-point favorite in that game. Penn State will take on Notre Dame, Georgia, winner. We are still scoreless in this game as we watch here live at Buffalo Wild Wings in Gallatin. Coming up, we've got some giveaways for you. Your chance to win Titans Texans tickets, $50 Kroger gift card, a large Titans Dry Fit t-shirt. We'll do 3 different giveaways here at Buffalo Wild Wings in Gallatin. We'd love to see you. We'll be here until 6 o'clock on 104.5 The Zone. Texans and Titans, we've got some notes on that matchup. Titans favored by 1.5.
Ugh.
Holding strong.
There's so many flags in this Georgia Notre Dame game already.
All
Come
over
on.
the place. All over the place. We'll keep you updated. Again, we'd love to see you.
Titans favored.
Texans, Titans, notes next. And your chance to win if you are here at Buffalo Wild Wings. We'll be here until 6 o'clock. Come by and see us in Gallatin, 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
Rising show. The fact that we're even talking about that can't even be the best and being the worst is a different conversation.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport with you. Ron Slay is on assignment. He'll be back tomorrow. And we are broadcasting live from Buffalo Wild Wings in Gallatin. We'll be here until 6 o'clock. We've got all kinds of giveaways for you. And we're just consuming the Georgia-Notre Dame game. If you want in. Sorry, Babs.
I was going to say we're also consuming the best cookies ever from the first family of 3HL. First couple of 3HL. We'll say first family over there. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. You're welcome, they said.
I'm about to be jacked.
Yeah, crumble cookies.
Oh, they're so good.
What you got there?
Strawberry sugar cookie. Strawberry icing matches my pink sweater.
It's like strawberry, but with almonds and stuff.
I'll tell you what it is. It's yummy.
Yummy.
Kirby's was amazing.
Yeah, Kirby had like an Oreo blonde, like a blonde Oreo cookie, and he gave me a piece of that.
This churro one is phenomenal.
You got the churro?
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
I might need a piece of it.
615.
Oh, if I'm doing the wash away toast for Ron Slay, I'm gonna be jacked. Watch out now. Sugar high.
The spider monkey.
Coming at you like a spider monkey.
615-737-1045 if you want in. Hope you guys had a great New Year's Eve. It is the first show of 2025. Join us today as we broadcast live from Buffalo Wild Wings in Gallatin for our final Titans football feast of the season, 1109 Nashville Pike in Gallatin. Stop by for your chance to win Titans tickets, other prizes each hour, thanks to Miller Lite and Buffalo Wild Wings, plus $5 22-ounce Miller Lite draft beers. Even though Slay is not here, the Ron Slay Miller Lite Watch Away Toast will happen at 4:45, and it's on Twitter. You can vote for who you want to do the toast, and if you are here for the Wash Away Toast in the bar area at Buffalo Wild Wings in Gallatin, you will receive a free Miller Lite draft beer.
That's right.
What are the standings? So I managed to take myself out of this. So, go from 4 to 1.
So I'm in last place with only 4% of the votes.
Oh, come on, people. Give Zeph some love, y'all.
Ekibop is in third with 11% of the votes. Kirby is in second with 29%. And Bab's running away with it currently, 56% of the votes.
Let's go.
Oh, you want to do it?
Oh, I'm rocking this thing
Okay.
now. I'm now on a sugar high.
I think you should allow Ekibop to state his case.
Should we do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's always dangerous to give Ekibop a mic.
Why should you do the Wash Away Toast today?
1, because I have things to say. 2, I am incredibly passionate about this team, and I have a message for everybody who are Titans fans. And 3, I like to think of myself as the song that people skip, but you come back and realize it's pretty cool.
That is unbelievable.
What a great comparison, Ekibop.
Thank you, Bob. He kind of dropped the mic on that. That was really good.
I'm the song that you always skip, but then go back to and
come back.
think, hey, that ain't bad.
Notre Dame and
There you go,
Georgia
Ekibop.
tied at 0. Late in the first quarter, Notre Dame with the football at their own 13-yard line. And we will keep you updated. 615-737-1045. Play-by-play for the Titans-Texans on CBS, noon on CBS. Tom McCarthy, analysts Ross Tucker and Jay Feely, sideline Amanda Balionis.
Great.
This is the great. So Tucker and Feely did the last Titans game, and Mason Rudolph threw that interception before halftime. Ross Tucker said, well, that looked a lot like Will Levis. Well, now they get both of them. What do you think about that? Giving both quarterbacks time on a Sunday.
Did Kelly say who was starting yet?
No.
We don't
no.
know which one's starting.
He's gonna let everyone in on the rotation tomorrow, according to Nick Holtz, the offensive coordinator.
Okay. My thought is, who cares about this game?
This is you know what's going to
You
happen?
don't wanna win.
You know what's going to happen? They're going to win. I can feel it.
No, that's why he has it already in place to play both quarterbacks. Oh, look, you're doing some decent things. Let's go ahead and throw Levis back in there.
So, in like in normal terms, you would go with the hot guy,
Right.
Like the hot hand.
But in this
time,
game-
the hot hand goes to the bench.
Yep. Oh, you're playing well? I'm going to need you to come sit with me.
Yeah.
No, but I get it. I think it's I get you're going to give Will Levis a chance to get back out there and get the bad taste out of his mouth of this entire season. And Callie said, I think he deserves it. He deserves that chance to do that. I like that.
Levis said he's excited.
I'm sure he is. But see, here's the thing. Now there's no pressure. Everybody wants you to lose. So Levis is probably going to, play like I thought he was going to play the entire season.
Quick side note, I love that you and I both ordered salads, and then the first family brought these ginormous cookies that are as big as our heads.
See, I eat a salad so that I can eat this ginormous cookie. That's right.
A friend of mine once said, I run so I can eat.
Yeah.
Is this game a win-win situation for Brian Callahan? Like, if you win, good. You swept the Texans this year. Miss Amy's happy because she hates the Houston Texans.
That is true.
And then you win. And then you win in the uniforms that you lost in last year to the Texans.
No.
And then if you lose, you get number 2 pick in the draft.
She won't even let you finish.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to get there.
That first part is not a win.
Listen.
A win is not a win in this situation.
Babs, we're not here to, you don't play to lose the game.
Yes, you do on Sunday. You play
Not
to lose the
intentionally,
game.
Babsy.
Absolutely, you do. You play to lose the game so that you can win for your future. This is where we are.
I hate that line of
Listen, I'm not sugarcoating anything.
Listen,
and I am not a tank person. I almost put a tank top
this is
on
weird.
under my sweater so that I could rip my sweater off and say, tank, baby.
During the wash away toast?
Yes.
That would be, so that's like a Hulk Hogan moment.
That's
almost.
right. So, no, it's not a win-win. If you win I don't even want to talk about it.
Where could they go if they win? Like 6 or 7?
I think the lowest they can drop is 7.
It's 7, yeah. And
But-
it would probably be around 6, right?
But you would need a lot of other teams to win that probably are not going
not
to
gonna
win.
win, yeah.
See, here's where I am. I can't sign off on, hey, go out there and lose.
I
I want them to win. I do. I'm just too competitive. But when the game is over,
You'll be fine if they lose.
be fine. That's the way it's been the last 2 weeks. You okay?
I'm going to need you to take that competitive part of you and put it towards...
You're just as competitive
You're going to
as I
be
am.
competitive for the future. What do you gain by winning this game? What do you gain?
Miss Amy's happy. That's.
I mean, honestly, to your point, that's a great question, and the answer is nothing.
Nothing.
You lose by winning.
You
And
win,
you win
by losing.
losing. This is a weird place to be. Man, it's tough when your team's not good. You know what I mean?
It's a weird place to be.
Oh, man. Well, they will be wearing their Oilers throwbacks, which will look great out there.
Yeah, I saw Calvin Ridley talking about how cool they are.
They are cool.
They'd be a lot cooler if you were better at football.
Man, you are on one today.
You know when they were the best during that Falcons game last year? That's when those uniforms were the best. Then the Texans game happened. They were good, but
You
they
mean
weren't great.
when Will Levis played well?
Yeah.
4 touchdown passes?
Yeah.
Like,
No.
why?
No interceptions?
So I was thinking about this on the drive here because Zach and Blaine were talking about Abdul Carter.
Yeah.
And because I was thinking of watching him, seeing him in person, all of that, I didn't think that he was worth a top 5 draft pick, right? Everybody else does, which is fine. I mean, we all have opinions, right? They're like, you know what? So I was thinking back and I'm like, okay, I wasn't sold on Jaden Daniels, right? I was wrong on that one. I thought Will Levis could be a good quarterback in this league. Now,
I did too.
In my defense, I did not factor in the mental mush that he is as a person player.
Right, and maybe he
That's
turns.
harsh,
Maybe
I know.
Maybe Sam Darnold. This
Right.
is year 6 for Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Maybe Levis is that. You know,
I mean,
he just needs to mature and get another opportunity somewhere else.
And you heard Wetzel. He was like, I mean, anybody could have had Darnold, right? At one point. Anyway, so I don't know. I was just thinking back to Will Levis and how I really didn't think that he would not be the guy coming into this season. I am still thinking back on it, surprised. And I get it. The offensive line was an absolute mess. You've got a first-time play caller, a first-time head coach. There's a lot, I think, that went into why Will Levis failed this year. But I'm still surprised that he wasn't better. And you go back to that Atlanta game.
Well, and Levis is he was so weird during training camp too. Like, you had an appointment or something and missed one day where he hit Ridley on 2 deep balls in a row, and you were like, wow, okay. And then Ridley is like, man, we're getting on the same page. You came the very next day, and Levis crap the bed.
Yeah, and I was concerned back then about that connection and how it was missing all through camp. Through camp, you're not getting tackled. Well, and you couldn't figure that connection out.
The thing about playing him on Sunday that I don't understand is, like, what do you gain by playing him? Like,
Mayor,
they've clearly,
you're throwing him a bone.
Why, though? Like, you've clearly already made up your mind. That's why you benched him. I mean, they can say whatever they want.
Because you want to lose this game, but you cannot say that.
Kid you not, like, Brian Callahan's, reasoning behind this was because he felt that Will Levis handled the benching so well as a professional,
right?
That he felt like he deserved one more shot to go out there and play football. That is exactly what Brian Callahan said on Monday.
Right. I get all that, and I understand what he's saying, but I also understand that he clearly has moved on from him. So what if you throw him out there and Will Levis goes 21 of 21 with 4 touchdown passes and wins?
Are you confident that he's going to do that behind that offensive line?
But what if he does, though? And then
you pull his butt out.
He puts something on tape for another team because let's be honest, his future's here.
Then maybe there's value there. Maybe you get value out of it.
This is big as your head. This is big as your head. Sugar cookie Babs. This is what we're working with now.
On one now.
Now she's going to get some little protein in with some salad. 615-737-1045. No Titans were named to the initial Pro Bowl roster. 4 Titans were named as alternates. Ryan Stonehouse, Tony Pollard. Been fun to watch that guy. Amani Hooker quietly does his thing. Back there. 5 interceptions now for Amani Hooker? Big year for him. Big Jeff. Those are the 4. It is time to give away some things. So we're going to do that. We've got more Titans notes for you when we come back. You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
The F&M Bank Chat is open.
Open.
Fire Cult says, where's Ron? Ron is on assignment.
Karen, he will be back tomorrow.
Karen says, Zeph is right. Miss Amy will be happy if they win.
I don't know if she will.
T-Man 615 says, put Sweat in at running back. I would love to see that. And, run the option. Give him a pitch.
Don't even put the quarterback out there. Just put Tony Pollard, put T'Vondre Sweat, and then you're good. Yeah.
Wildcat it with him.
Right, but I want to see him turn the corner. I don't want to see him just, dive through the A-hole.
I don't, because I don't want to see him turn any part of his lower extremities.
Dive through the A-gap, I should have said.
Yeah. We know it's on your mind. It's all right.
Okay. You got some giveaways, Zeph? We've got some things to do each hour. Titans, Texans tickets, $50 Kroger gift card. Let's do that one. $50 Kroger gift card right now.
Easton Blair.
Easton Blair. Look at you,
Let's
buddy.
Go.
In his number 10 Dolphins jersey, part of the first family. A large Titans dry fit T-shirt.
Danny Shelton.
Danny Shelton.
Danny.
All right, you want a dry fit T-shirt, man? See Ecky Bob over there with his hands in the air, waving him like he actually might care. Titans Texans tickets.
Ashley Wisby. I think it's a B.
What else would it be?
Yeah.
Hey, Ashley, you want tickets?
You want Titans Texans tickets? There
you see Ecky Bop in the back there. Raise your hand, Ecky Bop. There you go.
He's got strangely long hands, compared to his arm. Did you see that? All right, more Titans notes for you when we come back. Keep you updated. Notre Dame and Georgia still scoreless. 615-737-1045. You want in. First show 2025, 3HL 1045 The Zone.
Good Good afternoon. It's 4 o'clock. I'm Joseph Bonanno, live from Buffalo Wild Wings out in Gallatin. The Titans are back on the practice field today as they prep for the season finale versus the Texans at Nissan Stadium, where they will be wearing their Houston Oilers throwback uniforms. There was no sign of Arden Key, Tyler Boyd, Otis Reese, Amani Hooker, Tyjae Spears, or Jalen Duncan during the open portion of practice today. In college football news, the All-State Sugar Bowl between Georgia and Notre Dame is currently happening down in New Orleans. Georgia with a 3-0 lead in the second quarter, 12-14 left. Gunnar Stockton, 7 of 8, 109 yards. Riley Leonard, 3 of 4 for just 19 yards. Also in college football news, Alabama quarterback Jalen Milroe has officially announced that he is declaring for the NFL draft. In basketball, college basketball, number 15 Tennessee Lady Vols open their SEC schedule tonight on the road versus Texas A&M. The Lady Vols are looking for their 13th straight win to open the season. Tip-off for that one is at 7 o'clock. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home of the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Happy Thursday to you. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City, bringing the noise to Gallatin. You can join us today as we broadcast live from Buffalo Wild Wings in Gallatin for our final Titans football feast of the season, 11:09 Nashville Pike in Gallatin. Stop by for your chance to win Titans Texans tickets and other prizes each hour, thanks to Miller Lite and Buffalo Wild Wings, plus $5 22-ounce Miller Lite draft beers. Coming up at 4:45. Slay is not here. He is on assignment. He will be back tomorrow. So we put a poll on X. Who do you want to do the wash away toast? Would you like to update us, Zeph, on where we are? That will occur at 4:45. If you're here, you get a free Miller Lite draft beer.
Dawn is running away with this. Almost 60% of the 140 votes.
She should do it based on her performance in the first hour because she's on one today.
Yeah. Kirby's in second with just 26%. CJ Ekibop is in third with 11%, and I'm in last place with 4%.
Are you proud of that?
Yeah, a little bit.
I would be in last place if I were in it. So.
Yeah, me and you are kind of like same situation here.
Yeah. Georgia did take the lead 3-0. Notre Dame with the football at their own 37-yard line. We will keep you updated. So people partaking in the consumption of this college football playoff game, Notre Dame and Georgia. Don Davenport is here.
What's
y'all.
up? Let's go. Happy Thursday to you. Yeah, you can come see us and watch the game while you enjoy a free Miller Lite during our Wash Away Toast segment, which is about 35 minutes away. Ish,
yeah. Depends who's driving.
No, the segment is 35 minutes away.
I thought you were saying we're 35 minutes away from Nashville. There's a big play for Notre Dame as they get the ball into Georgia territory there. Texans and Titans a 1.5-point favorite. Dawn Davenport is like, her pregame speech would be like, look, guys, y'all go out there and do everything you can to lose this game.
Yep.
Which would not set well in the locker room, I don't think. But
I mean, I think it'd sit well with the guys that know they're definitely here next year.
This whole tanking thing, like, these guys are professionals and they're competitive, and the guys on the field are going to do everything they can to do as well as they can and all of those and win the game and all those things. Now, you can manipulate the situation a little bit in terms of who the X's and O's are.
Well, here's the other thing. Houston doesn't want the Titans to lose.
That's a good point. So you're going with the Wetzel theory, which I hadn't thought about. Like he mentioned, the Eagles are resting everyone. Mm-hmm. And so the Giants will win and then get like the 11th or 12th pick.
See?
Which I hadn't looked at it like that, but that's
like if
funny.
I'm the Texans, I'm like,
hey, y'all ain't picking number 2. I don't know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. You're going to pick 7.
Yeah.
Watch this.
we're going to go ahead and let you win this game, take you out of the quarterback draft.
That is funny. We'll see how it all plays out. 615-737-1045. The plan is for kicker Nick Folk to get some work in practice today and then go from there. He They said he's hopefully he'll be ready to roll this weekend. Titans are going to rotate, as we said, Mason Rudolph, Will Levis at quarterback on Sunday. Offensive coordinator Nick Holt said Coach Cowley will reveal the rotation plan tomorrow, but that both will play. Sounds like Titans are going to roll with John Ojukwu at right tackle Sunday, with Jalen Duncan and NPF being in the mix. That from Jim Wyatt. Interesting nugget from Titans defensive coordinator Denard Wilson today. He said his biggest takeaway this season, what he learned the most this season as a defensive coordinator in the league, is how hard it is to hide deficiency when injuries take a toll. So I thought that was interesting. That, again, his biggest takeaway, the thing he learned the most as defensive coordinator in the NFL this year, Denard Wilson, is how hard it is to hide deficiencies when injuries take a toll. For the Texans,
it's pretty telling, huh?
Right.
Because we didn't talk about this. I mean, honestly, we didn't talk about the defense a ton. You know, we really didn't. We talked about, tie game, Notre Dame and Georgia, field goal, good to go, 3-3.
Should have taken the under. I really didn't know.
I could have told you that with this Notre Dame defense and a new starting quarterback getting his first start in the college football playoff.
Good point. I just didn't know what to do with this game.
Hey, he's 7 of 8 for 109 yards right now through the air. So,
Gunnar Stockton.
How many touchdowns?
None, obviously. Look at the score.
I'm just making a point, Seth.
That's attorney Babs.
I'm making a point.
Never ask a question to which you don't know the answer, which is exactly what she just did to you right there, counselor. I didn't know what to do with that game. But anyway, it's fun. 3-3 is where we are. For the Texans, offensive guard Shaq Mason did not practice today. He has a sprained MCL. And defensive lineman Danico Autry did not either. He has a knee. Azeez Al-Shire is going to be out there, I guess, coming off the 3-game suspension.
Wow.
Remember, he said
that was so crazy, wasn't it?
Basically, he said he's going to light everybody up.
It was like he just all of a sudden turned heel.
Yeah.
I mean, I've told you guys a million times, like meeting him for the first time off the field, how...
Right when he got signed and he showed up at your charity event with Big Jeff.
Didn't even have a place to live yet. Had none of his clothes. Just showed up donating money to help the kids.
He must be one of those guys who, like, just two different personalities. Like, you have your football player and then you have your person.
And you flip the switch.
And his switch is flipped when it goes on that field. Big time.
Blaine said,
but then it seemed like with him tweeting after all of it, it seemed like
switch stayed on.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm like, that's not you, dude. Now then, there's more to it though when people come at you and start attacking you and your, personal beliefs and all of that on Twitter. I mean, I guess that can set you off.
And it did, and so you don't know, to the lengths of where people went with all that at him, but
exactly. I mean, I can imagine people kind of suck.
Yeah, enough people suck to make you think a lot of people suck. But so yeah, that'll be interesting. In terms of flipping the switch, Blaine tells the story. I think it was Brian Dawkins, his teammate in Philly, where he had 2 separate lockers. One was Brian Dawkins and one was Wolverine.
Oh my God!
He turned into the Wolverine. And you can Google his intro when he runs out on the field. He's all kinds of crazy.
2 different lockers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's taking it to the next
personalities.
level. I've seen guys that completely flip it, and it's fascinating to watch. But to go to the extent of 2 different lockers, I mean, you're clearly that's crazy. That's crazy.
615.
It worked for him.
It did. 615-737-1045. You want to watch the show live? YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Vandyman AD going back to college football. So is Ohio State the clear favorite at this point for the national championship? I think that's safe to say, right?
Yes.
He said also, how good was Oregon's defense during the season? Just wondering. That game was way more about, kind of like the Tennessee game, way more about what Ohio State schemed and their execution. And I mean, just foot on neck. Jeremiah Smith is incredible. If y'all haven't seen that dude play football, oh my gosh.
So they asked a question, Lucas and Buck today on the Buck Rising Show asked, would he be the number 1 wide receiver if he was leaving into the draft this year? I would say
yes.
Yes.
Without hesitation.
Yeah.
Like, the only reason I think Travis Hunter would even be considered above him is just because he plays the other side of the ball.
Right.
But as a pure wide receiver, I think there's no doubt that he would be the number one wide receiver option in this draft.
That
Easily.
throw Will Howard made, and there were, like, when you're watching on TV, you're watching the ball. So you're watching the ball and you look down. There are 3 Oregon defenders and Jeremiah Smith, and he just goes up and gets it. Mm-hmm. And then, like, I mean, he literally was like, before that game, he said, if y'all play me man-to-man, I've already caught the football. And, I mean, he's just so matter-of-fact about it, but it's so true. And early in the season, before we really even saw him play, you heard some of these former incredible wide receivers from Ohio State say that Jeremiah Smith is the most talented wide receiver to ever play there.
I mean, there were numerous times he was in double covered and Howard hit him. Did you guys see that Will Howard got denied getting on the stage for the trophy presentation?
What?
Yes. Like, one of his teammates was like, dude, he's the starting quarterback.
He had his he
is
had
the
his jersey
starting
on.
quarterback. Yeah,
he had
they wouldn't let him on the stage.
championship or the Rose Bowl winner hat on, and the dude was just standing there, just kind of like, sorry, can't let you up.
See, some of these security measures, I'm like, come on.
Now, I did see that there was, like, it might have been like a weight thing with the stage, because like there were a bunch of like offensive linemen and defensive linemen up there.
Kick somebody off to put the quarterback up.
But
there.
yeah,
I mean, plus he's playing incredibly well, and like, it's funny, like, we've talked about it.
And he was a big question mark for a lot of people.
Yeah, including me, including Slay. Mm-hmm. And he was the kind of guy, like, he had the stats, but when you watched him play, he just didn't blow you away. Like, it didn't appear like, okay, Ohio State's winning games because of this guy. Like, they're winning games with him. But now, dude, since that Michigan game where he threw 2 picks, in the playoffs, Will Howard is 41 of 55, which is 75% completion percentage. 630 yards in those 2 games, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. And credit the Ohio State offensive line, who had been under scrutiny. He has not been sacked in either game. Jeremiah Smith, 103 yards, 2 touchdowns against Tennessee. Against Oregon, 7 receptions, 187 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I happened to be sitting next to a big Ohio State fan toward the end of that game yesterday. And I was like, he was in his Ohio State gear, you know. And I was like, man, your boys look good. And he looked at me and he was like, man. He just kind of shook his head. I was like, what? What, dude? You're doubling up the number 1 team in the country. And he goes, we've only scored 7 points in the second half. You need to he's like, you need to prove to everyone like you're here to just ball out. I'm like, it's 41-21 against the number 1 team in the country.
Do you know
who you lost to earlier this season?
You know what kind of fan base that kind of sounds like?
Oh, here we go. Auburn?
That orange-colored fan base.
Oh, Clemson? Yeah.
Oh, Syracuse.
Oh, y'all are funny.
Texas.
You guys.
That's a good one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Longhorns.
No, the other shade of
Oklahoma
orange.
State.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not this year.
Definitely not the
I've got a
Tennessee
great friend that's an
Vol
Oklahoma
fan
State
base
fan.
at all, right?
Oh, man.
Never.
If only there was more passion in the Tennessee fan base.
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of the one thing that's been lacking for them is just support.
When we come back, more
What
college
did I
football
call them?
talk.
Elite.
Yeah, more college football talk for you. We'll go through those road games, those college football playoff games, and take your phone call. 615-737-1045, broadcasting live from Buffalo Wild Wings in Gallatin. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport with you, 3HL 1045 The Zone.
What's happening? It's game day. Menshealth.com. You need to hurry on over there, fellas. If you're feeling a little tired, you're lacking the energy or the motivation, it's a hard time to keep the weight off for you. Well, I got something for you. Go get your T levels tested. 1 in 4 men aged 30 and older, they start to experience and understand that the percentages increase as you get older, as your T levels being a little rocked off, man. You trying to figure out how to get it right? I'm telling you right now, whether it's low testosterone, erectile dysfunction, weight loss issues, doesn't matter. Get the Green Hills on Hendersonville. They got 2 locations for you to pick from. Both of them are easy. When you're eligible, you walk over in there, you go and sign up, get your consultation and lab work to find out what's going on in your body. It's completely free. And under no obligation do you have to move forward with what's going on. I promise you that. There's no reason to delay. You need to go get into the game today. How you going to do it? You just go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com. It's real simple. Let that be how you start your day. Get in the game, coach.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Britt Doherty, Don Davenport with you, broadcasting live at Buffalo Wild Wings at Gallatin. We'll be here until 6 o'clock. We're just hanging out, talking sports, and watching Notre Dame and Georgia 3-3 in the second quarter is the score there. Both quarterbacks doing well despite the low score. Riley Leonard, 5 of 7, 26 yards. He also has 2 carries for 37 yards. Gunnar Stockton in his first start, the sophomore, 8 of 10, 130 yards. No touchdowns, no interceptions. If Gunnar Stockton were to have to leave the game, Georgia would turn to Ryan Puglisi, 6'3", 205-pound freshman. Stockton was a 4-star quarterback coming out of Tiger, Georgia. And the 3 schools were Georgia, South Carolina, and Auburn.
There you go.
You've been on the list.
Auburn's always on the list for everybody.
It's almost like people just throw Auburn in there.
Don, how do you feel about that graphic that they put out a couple weeks ago about this being like the highest rated quarterback room in Auburn history after signing Jackson Darnold and that 5-star, and then I think they brought in another transfer? That graphic that they put out.
Why do we all automatically think Jackson Arnold is going to be a good quarterback now? Everybody's like, oh, Jackson Arnold to Auburn. I'm like,
Don doesn't.
I don't. I didn't want him to go to Auburn. I did not want Auburn to get him.
The little college football chatter is like, oh, Jackson Arnold at Auburn. Blah, blah, blah.
Well,
I'm like,
I know.
Okay.
I know Hugh Freeze is extremely confident in his offense and what he can do. So in his mind,
that's true.
Although he clearly thought that he could win with Peyton Thorne, which, what did I say? You can't win with him. You cannot win with him. Move on.
I think you told Hugh that.
I did. I had a drink or two at that point. Probably shouldn't have told him that.
We were at
and I would never tell him that I was right when I see him next time, but I was right.
We were at SEC Media Days, and there was a point like we were getting ready to go, and I started looking around. I'm like, where's Babs and Slay? So I go around the corner, and it looked like the Godfather table with all these people that were sitting there with you and Hugh Freeze and Slay and everybody. Chris Lowe was there.
CeeLo.
Yeah, I was just standing outside the circle, just like kind of like listening, because this is a very interesting table.
Good info.
He was confident. He was confident preseason, but I guess everybody.
I kind of was too. Well, because people weren't talking about Hunter, which they should have been.
Yes, and he was making a point to bring him up.
Yes,
as one of the best running backs in the conference, and he was.
And then on top of it, I think Coach felt like he had some more pieces around Thorne that he didn't have prior to this year that would make him a little bit better. He just ended up being garbage.
So kind of like the Titans situation where they brought in all these pieces around the quarterback, and then the quarterback couldn't perform, and team ended up being
correct.
Right, but we did talk about that part of it.
With the Titans?
Yes, in the offseason, where we said, look, you got to bring these pieces around the quarterback, even if that quarterback's not going to be the quarterback moving forward.
Yes, and you just make sure that those pieces aren't a one-year deal where you're moving on afterward. You know what I mean? Because you can sit here and say, oh, this year wasn't a rebuild for the Titans all you want. Yes, it was. And we all knew that heading into the offseason. I think with some of the moves they made, if Will Levis ended up being the guy, this team would have been pretty good. I mean, I don't think I hear Titans fans, specifically my husband, be like, oh, we're terrible. We're going to be terrible next year. It doesn't matter if we get a quarterback, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, there are some pieces on this Titans team to where if you fix the quarterback position and you fix the offensive line, they're going to be okay.
What is it, 20 turnovers from the quarterback position?
Am I crazy for saying that?
No,
I do not have, trust me, maybe I had on the two-tone blue colored glasses at the beginning of the season because I thought Will Levis would be the guy. Jerk. This is all his fault. It's all his fault. I hate when I'm wrong. I hate being wrong. This is Will Levis's fault. He made me wrong. Ugh. And let me say this. I was right on the Bill Callahan not being Jesus, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Imagine them without him.
Okay, you can put it that way. That's fair.
Plus, like, what are you going to do at right tackle, man? Look at that.
Draft. There is a lot of talent on the offensive line in the second and third round. This is probably the deepest draft for offensive linemen in a while. So you can get that guy late.
The 2025 right tackle is not on this roster. Nope. Unless it's J.C. Latham, who moves to right tackle because they draft a left tackle. And the 2025 quarterback is not on this roster.
Correct. On
and then
all accounts.
The defense has just been decimated with injuries, which we said in the offseason. Like, look, man, and if they go...
They have zero depth.
They have zero depth. So,
and you just heard the DC say it. Why?
Denard Wilson.
Why is my brain stop? Why isn't it working right now?
I think it's the sugar cookie.
The sugar.
That's as big as your head.
Yes. You just heard Denard talk about that. Like what he learned this season. Oh, how to deal with your defense being decimated by injuries.
How hard it is to hide deficiencies when injuries take a toll.
And here's the deal. It's really hard when you have zero depth because your drafts have failed year after year. And so you don't have any of the young talent that has developed that you have deep on your roster.
I think there's
zero depth on this team coming in.
I think there are 8 7 or 8 players from 2018 to 2022 from drafts that are still on this team.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot of like loud talk about Callie getting fired and Ryan and Rand Carthon getting fired. I don't understand the Rand Carthon stuff. I really don't. Last year's draft was good.
Yeah.
I think, and so give him another one and see what can be built there.
I don't understand the Callie firing stuff. I mean, it's year one with no offensive line, not your quarterback. I don't understand.
Plus, you knew what you were getting. You knew when you were hiring a coach, you were hiring a first-year coach who had never called plays.
Yep.
With the quarterback that he didn't pick.
With the quarterback that he didn't pick. So you got to that's a big picture hire is what that was.
With a quarterback that legit, what did he do? What did you call it? Flip the ball. What did you call it? You call it something funny.
Well, I just think so. If Will Levis would have just, if to your point earlier, had Will Levis been able to puke and rally all year instead of just puke,
yeah, then it would be a different conversation. Now, part in his defense is the abysmal offensive line and how bad it was. And listen, J.C. Latham was not good at the end of the season either. I'm talking like it's already over. Like there's not one more game to play.
There is one more game to play.
No, there's not.
Sunday.
Just don't play
and we're giving away tickets in about 20 minutes and then an hour and 20 minutes. Big Savager, Ramone Foster coming up at 5:20.
Hey, real quick, before we move on, can I give a shout out?
Shout-outs presented by your mom and them.
That's right. So Mike Keith came on Monday. I don't think you weren't here. It was me and Slay.
Mm-hmm.
I had posted, somebody had said, okay, the Pop-Tarts bowl is great, but we need an Uncrustables bowl. So I posted a picture. I have Uncrustables every single half when I'm working the sidelines. That's my halftime snack. They're the GOAT ever.
Which, by the way, I have never had an Uncrustable.
I mean, you're dead to me because that's just not normal. It's literally the best thing that you can pull out of your freezer and let thaw. So Mike Keith came on and said, you do realize that those are made in Kentucky, like right down the road from us, which I had no idea.
Yeah. Are they made in Bowling Green? Is that what? Or
it's not Bowling Green, it's Scottsville.
Scottsville, okay.
Yes.
Because Bowling Green's got the Corvette Museum and Fruit of the Loom.
Right. Well,
is that what it is? Or Hanes? They do underwear up there. I know that.
We don't care about that.
I'm
talking
saying.
about Uncrustables.
Okay. It was quite a, threesome.
Well, we did find out, so that Smucker's factory, our buddy Reese did get fired from his job there.
Reese from Reese and Laura, who said when I say it like that, it sounds like they have their own show, which that's a show within our show.
They are their own show. Anyway, so real quick, my shout out is to Scott Burgess, who, because I had mentioned somebody on Twitter was like, you have to deep fry an Uncrustable, and it's the greatest thing you've ever eaten. I'm like, okay, I've never done that. So then we got in an argument with Zeph about how to actually do it because, he's like the chef of the show or something.
Right, but Zeph, are you not terrified at the thought of Dawn Davenport deep frying anything?
Maybe a little bit. I did give her a bag of okra from Cracker Barrel that she has to fry, so...
No. Mr. Babs has to fry it for me.
You're right.
That's how it works.
I mean, blazing, like 350-degree oil?
Yeah.
There's a fire coming at some point.
Speaking of, Scott, who gave us this, is in fact a former firefighter too. So
well, good. He can help
there
you.
You go.
Maybe he should be in attendance.
Deep fried. He's back there.
Yeah.
Deep fried Uncrustables.
Your thing. Yeah. Go.
Allow Uncrustables to partially thaw.
Okay.
Dredge in pancake batter.
Okay. Stop
deep
right there.
Fry.
Stop right there. What does dredge mean, y'all? Does that mean like soak?
You dip it in and you cover it. You cover it. You just dip it in, pull it out.
Like French toast.
See, I think dredge is like soak that thing up.
Well, you don't want too much because then it'll just be then the Uncrustable won't get cooked all the way. Or it won't get heated up all the way.
Chef Zeph.
This is why I'm not a chef.
Mm-hmm.
Deep fry in oil at 350 degrees, 2 to 3 minutes per side. Allowed them to get golden and then serve with vanilla bean ice cream.
Or powdered sugar.
All right. Deep fried Uncrustables.
Scott,
make it happen for us.
Scott, that is incredible. Thank you, Scott. That is incredible.
It's printed out, so we've got it. I'm going to give it to Zeph, and he's going to do it for us. And you're going to have an Uncrustable.
So, Scott, for the lazy...
your life is going to be complete.
Scott, for the lazy people in the room, next time just bring some. Babs going to light her house on fire. Like, weird things happen at Babs' house anyway. Like, I don't even know where to start, but...
We should get one of those countertop deep fryers, and then we'll just make it live on the show.
There we go. See, already getting ready for the off season.
615-737-1045. 3-3, Georgia and Notre Dame. Georgia just comes up with a sack right there of Riley Leonard. And it is a defensive struggle as we approach halftime. 615-737-1045. Going back to the Rose Bowl, Ohio State 41-21 over Oregon. Ohio State blows out Tennessee, then rips apart the number one team in the country, Oregon. Will Howard against 75% completion percentage in these playoffs, 630 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, no sacks. Oregon had 20. So Ohio State, run the ball and defend the run. That is where they're better than anyone right now. Oregon had 28 carries for negative 23 yards. Negative 23 yards.
It's tough sledding.
Ohio State, meanwhile, ran the ball 31 times for 181 yards and 2 touchdowns. In 2 games, Ohio State has run the football for 337 and 6 touchdowns. They're just suffocating people. Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl,
Why
Texas.
didn't they do this all year? Maybe I should rephrase this. Why didn't they do this to Michigan?
I have no idea what the answer to that is. They wanted, so what I hear is that they knew Michigan was a physical football team, and they wanted to go bust them in the mouth and prove that they weren't that physical.
Okay, well, guess what? They are.
Yeah, they are. But like,
And why do you go away from how you win games?
why would you play to your opponent's strength just to show them something? Like, show them something about winning the game. You play to your strengths. That was weird. An Ohio State fan, I'm telling you, they're like,
Ryan
okay,
Day, baby.
Like, even if they win the national title, they're going to still be upset about the Michigan thing.
Well, they should. That was an embarrassment.
It was.
And it could have cost them a chance at the national title. It just worked out the way the college football playoff seedings are right now.
What about the Peach Bowl, man? That was something. And Texas had it going. Led 24-8 with about 10 minutes left, but Arizona State, fun team. Kenny Dillingham, man, 34 years old. Fun head coach. The pictures of him sitting in the stands at Arizona State games when he was like 12
Yeah.
are just awesome. And I think anybody can relate to that who's a fan of a school, right? Because you remember those days when you were 12 in the bleachers and, man, I wish I could coach this team or play for him or whatever. And man, he's so passionate. But Arizona State comes back. Texas avoids
he's
the
a little
upset.
off.
He's a little off. There's something going on there. You were
He's a little crazy.
Matthew
A
Golden
little intense.
for a 28-yard touchdown on 4th and 13. Game was over if that's incomplete. They forced a second overtime and then win it. Longhorns had a 16-point lead in the 4th, missed a couple field goals. Scadaboo said, we gave it everything we had.
I mean, he literally did. He was on the sideline puking, and then came back in and scored a touchdown.
Puke and rally.
So I don't know if you guys saw this on Twitter. I responded to it, but some Arizona State fan, tweets out, I think it was on TikTok or something, but puts out a picture of the night before the game, and it's Cam Scadaboo standing at a bar with clearly his family members. His family members are throwing down now in this picture, right? I think it's shots, whatever. Cam doesn't drink. Scadaboo does not drink alcohol. But anyway, put out this fan, I use that in quotations, checks out. Cam was out late last night in classic ASU fashion. This is why we aren't a football school. First of all, I'm like, dude, did you read his stat line? Did you read
1 for 1
his stat line?
1 for 1, 42 yards and a touchdown on a throw. 30 carries, 143 yards and 2 touchdowns, 8 receptions for 99 yards.
Yeah, I don't care if he was out drinking all night, even though he doesn't drink. I mean, you put a performance on like that, props to you. So anyway, he responds with a quote tweet to this fan. Dude's a clown. That was at 8:30 p.m. I was with family. Yep, they were drinking alcohol. And if you know anything about me, you know I don't drink. But I'm sure you posted this because you couldn't get a picture or autograph. Some people just want the clout, and it's sickening. Like, how ridiculous is it that college football players have to deal with stuff like this?
Everybody does, and the public.
It's ridiculous.
On any level.
But that's from your own fan base?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Be better.
Especially when you
Well,
were.
and then Kenny Dillingham, of course, responded to it and said, the only thing Cam Scattaboo has ever done that's pissed me off is he takes forever to get into the locker room after games because he's giving so many autographs to kids and taking pictures with them. So there you go. To the Dillingham piece of what you were saying.
But from the Arizona State fan base perspective, like, where is this coming from? Like, y'all were picked to finish last in the conference. And look what they did. And you go
also,
crazy?
I go back to his stat line. Dude literally couldn't have done anything more.
I mean, he won the MVP of the bowl game on the losing team.
I've
how often does
never
that
seen that. It
Never happens in college football.
And especially not at this level of a college football playoff bowl game.
Yeah.
No way.
I mean, he was better than every player on that Texas on the Texas side. Just no doubt.
Crazy.
I mean, he keeps saying that he's the best running back in football. Even with Genty.
It's a debate.
With what he did in that game, he ain't wrong.
Mitch Jeter, 48-yard field goal for Notre Dame, gives the Fighting Irish a 6-3 lead. Less than a minute to go in the first half. We'll keep you updated.
Should have
as
gone
we
under.
Broadcast live. I know. I told you. Oh, well. Can't do anything about it now. Except maybe the second half. We'll check that out. 615-737-1045. Broadcasting live from Buffalo Wild Wings in Gallatin. This is our last one of the year, man.
Oh, it's been a really fun year, too.
Listen,
Everybody that's come out.
despite the football team that we've been talking about, you can control all these things, man. Win the party. And that's what we're just speaking of. Here comes like 30 Miller Lights into the bar area. And she's trying not to be on television.
Thank you.
And so, Kirby's going to get you.
Kirby's going to get you. Beer on the table. Oh, gosh, are you okay? No, you're okay. You can show on the camera. You're good.
So we'll be here until
Passing
6
out
o'clock.
beers.
Yeah, they're getting ready for the Miller Lite Wash Away Toast. Who's going to give the toast?
That's what I was doing. I was going to check it. It's Dawn. She ran away with it. 60% of the votes with 9 minutes left.
60% of the votes with 4 options. That is incredible, Dawn. I mean, just run away.
That's a win,
Oh, yeah.
which is what we don't need the Titans to
You
do.
said you're somewhat prepared for it, too.
Nah, I would. I mean, describe prepared.
Who's going to hold your mic?
Thank you, Bob.
That's a good question. Oh, Bob.
Or you. Whoever.
That's coming up. That is coming up. So stay tuned.
Fumble recovery for Notre Dame.
737-1045. 615-737-1045. What does that say?
31 takeaways for Notre Dame this season.
Wow. At the 13-yard line. So all Georgia had to do was take it to halftime. Instead, they cough it up. Riley Leonard back on the field in shotgun formation at the Georgia 13-yard line.
Ooh.
Notre Dame had just kicked a 48-yard field goal to take the 6-3 lead. Now they're trying to add to it. Leonard across the middle into the end zone. Touchdown. Notre Dame. How about that?
That is a brutal turnover.
Yeah, young quarterback, Gunnar Stockton.
Oh, brutal turnover. This point in the game.
That's going to be tough.
Who gets
to
the
deal
ball
with.
first in the second half? I didn't see the beginning of the
I
game.
think Notre Dame does.
Notre Dame does because Georgia went 3-0.
That's right.
That's right.
Huge. Oh, that's huge.
All right, the Ron Slate Miller Lite Wash Away Toast is coming up, hosted this time by Don Davenport.
Let's go.
We're going to give away Texans tickets in the next segment and a $50 Kroger gift card. Join us as we broadcast live. Buffalo Wild Wings at Gallatin will be here until 6 o'clock. This is 3HL on 104.5 The Zone. It is football time in Tennessee. Where are you catching all the college bowl games and pro games this weekend? Scoreboard Bar and Grill is where. Scoreboard Opry near Opry Mills Mall in Donaldson. Scoreboard Cedar Creek and Mount Juliet open all year long. All Scoreboard locations have brand new football menus with new food and drink items sure to impress anyone. Some of the best hot chicken, slow smoked ribs, and barbecue. The coldest beer and the largest bushwhacker selection in Nashville. And all locations have plenty of free parking. Scoreboard Bar and Grill has its own built-in party. Every Scoreboard Scoreboard has tons of TVs, and they'll have all of your favorite games on with full sound. And watch the Titans take on the Texans at noon at Scoreboard on Sunday. If it's football time, it is Scoreboard time. Scoreboard Bar and Grill. HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport with you. Rod Slay will be back tomorrow, broadcasting live from Buffalo Wild Wings in Gallatin. That is where we are. We got salads and cookies. The first family brought us 2 boxes of crumble cookies.
And they're so good.
Are there still cookies in there? Kirby said no. Zeph said yes.
Kirby's going to try and hoard them.
Oh, that's what's happening. Ohio State Kirby. Texas and Ohio State in one semifinal. Penn State and the winner of Notre Dame and Georgia in the other semifinal. What in the world is going on here? 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Where was I? I totally got distracted.
We're getting ready for this toast.
The Ron Slay Wash Away Toast. Today, guest host Babsy. She's going to wash away something. And it's the first show of 2025. So
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what you're going to wash away, but we'll see. Nashville, Tennessee. Happy New Year. Evan and Bank Chat is open. You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
What was Georgia doing there with like 38 seconds left? Notre Dame kicks a 48-yard field goal, takes a 6-3 lead, and then Georgia on play number 1, instead of just, hey, man, got a quarterback making his first start, it's 6-3, let's go regroup. And
Getting greedy.
They dropped back to throw, and Zeph, you said Gunnar Stockton got just waylaid.
Yeah, as in the motion of throwing, just got hit from behind, ball popped up in the air, Notre Dame picks it up, scores touchdown first play after it. So...
I mean, risk reward there. You know what I mean? And Notre Dame gets the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, that might be Kirby having a little too much confidence in his young quarterback there to try and get him into field goal range.
I don't. Am I wrong to not understand that at all? Like on any level?
No.
Okay.
I'm with you.
Good. 615.
I mean, there's 33 seconds left.
Right.
39.
Take it to the house. 615-737-1045. Tristan and Brentwood next up on 3HL. Tristan, what's up?
Hey, sorry my voice is low. I was at the game at ASU versus Texas cheering on my Sun Devils. Man, Cam Cadboo. And, boy, there were 60% ASU fans versus Texas. Like,
yeah.
I would say that. Like, I saw a part of the Texas, I would say that in the stadium. We were so excited. Like, it was disappointing, but I got to meet the officials. They were staying at my hotel, the Georgia Tech Hotel. Got to talk to them. And, yes, I want the Titans to draft Cam Scadaboo.
You'll probably be able to get him late.
Second round, I would say, top of the second round. Now, going to the Titans game, I agree with Don. I'm cheering for Titans to lose, even though I'm a big Titans fan. Like, I had to get that number 1 overall pick and trade down.
Isn't that a tough place to be, Tristan?
Not really, because
really, I mean, just wanting your team to lose.
Really.
That's
yes. Everybody, my friend who is a Titans fan lives in Atlanta. Said I may have to join the Atlanta Falcons for just the ownership and everything for the Titans. They've stunk up like. Will Levis wasn't that great of a pick. Like, if you saw Tennessee, beat him twice once he was in college at Kentucky, you knew he wasn't going to be a great quarterback in the NFL.
I disagree with that.
I do, too. I think he has a lot of arm talent. I just think there are some things that are disconnectors with him. And you know, maybe through the course of time and maybe another opportunity, he can work all those things out and he's got the arm talent.
He's
got the arm talent. So, I mean, Sam Darnold had 5 pedestrian years in the NFL, and now it's year 6, and he's lighting it up and a chance to get the number 1 seed in the NFC this weekend.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Tristan.
He's like, all right.
Tristan's fun. He comes to our remote sometimes.
Yeah.
He came to A Moment's Peace.
Yep.
He walked up to me and said, "You got something on your shirt?" And I immediately looked down, and he's like, "Gotcha." I'm like, man, come on. 615-737-1045 at 3HL1045. I just can't bring myself in my head to and I know it makes sense. And I'm a big picture guy too. And it makes sense to want them to lose. It does. I just can't get there in my head. Now, having said that, when the game is over and they will have lost, I'll be good. All right, what's going on number 2? And did New England win?
So
that's the other thing.
Texans are still going to play their starters, right?
They're going to start them.
Start them.
Yeah, that's what they said on Monday, at least what D'Amico Ryans put out there. So,
well, they do need a little bit of momentum, right? They looked bad last time out.
They've lost 3 in a row.
Is it 3?
Or it's 2. Is it 2 or 3? For the Texans. Anyway,
regardless, they need to get things right before you step into the playoffs and look like garbage.
So if the Titans lose to the Texans, then you're obviously watching
2 in a row.
2 in a row. So this would be 3 if they lost. Which is why that's where I was in my head. That's why they say they're
it would be 3 in a row heading into the playoffs.
You don't want to do that.
That were the case.
You don't want any part of that. So the Patriots currently have the number 1 pick. Titans have the number 2 pick. Patriots play the Bills the same time the Titans play the Texans. So we're scoreboard watching there, right? Patriots in Buffalo, and it looks like Josh Allen's going to get the start because they want him to keep the consecutive start streak thing going. But what does that mean? Does that mean 1 series?
That's what I would think.
And so the Bills are just a 2.5-point favorite in that game.
If the Patriots could win and the Titans could lose, guess what you're looking at?
The Titans are on the clock.
Number one overall.
Is that automatic Travis Hunter without thought, or
What?
See, that's where I'm at. But Babs and Slay.
Great. Who the hell's going to get him the ball?
So Slay is, I think Slay is teetering on. I think Slay's teetering on either Shedeur Sanders or trade back and just like load up on as much capital as he possibly can.
He said he's good with Cam Ward too.
Yeah.
I'm good with Shedeur or move back. That's where I am.
Are you not good with Cam Ward?
Cam makes me nervous.
Did you put him on your Heisman ballot?
Yeah, third.
Third. So did I.
Cam makes me nervous because he goes hero ball. Now it works out for him a lot, but you've seen Miami play. He throws some balls where you're like, damn, and then he throws some balls and you're like, wait, what?
He also throws some balls that if he had better playmakers around him would be phenomenal balls.
I mean, look, if they draft either one of those two guys, I'll be all in. Let's be honest, because you draft a high quarterback. So then you're hoping and watching and rooting for all of these good things to happen, right?
And I feel like the hero ball quarterback does not work in Brian Callahan's system, as we have unfortunately had to realize this season.
Okay, you can shape him. He'd be a rookie. Come on. Y'all relax.
I mean, technically, Will Levis was a rookie in terms of games played.
I will go ahead and tell you right now that Cam Ward is a different mental.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
In a different mental capacity than Will Levis ever will be. From watching him on the sideline for one game, I will tell you.
Yeah, I'm just talking about
in the clip where he and Shedeur were going back and forth.
Yeah.
Before the season started, it was like an Elite 11 or whatever it was.
I think it was Manning Passing Academy.
Maybe it was Manning Passing Academy, and Cam was like, "Look, man, you should have been here earlier." And Shadeur's like, "I was here when I was supposed to be here," and he's like, and Cam was like, "Well, I was here 2 hours before that, and I got how many more reps than you did?" I was like, wow.
Yeah, and then
he doesn't think twice about calling people out. That's
the video's out
the
there.
other thing. Yeah.
Will Levis's Manning Passing Academy clip is, how do you market yourself as a quarterback? And Peyton Manning goes, let's focus on the football first.
That whole Mayo commercial thing where he's doing the splits out at Floyd Stadium, like, what in the world?
You know what? If he was good and winning, we would love that commercial.
I know, but the splits with chairs thing is weird.
Kirby has entered the conversation and said it is so weird.
What is more weird, that or Andy Reid with give me some of those nuggies?
Oh my gosh,
give Kirby a microphone. Give Kirby a microphone.
That skippity-dippity-doo crap that he's doing, man. And they've screwed up the greatest Snickers commercial of all time. Who are the chefs? Because he can't act in that one and go, oh, great, googly, boogly. He goes, oh, great, googly, boogly, like a drone. But then he turns around and gets all that weird hoopity-doopity-dippity-doo. It's like, what in the world? You know what I'm talking about, those State Farm commercials. Andy, coach football,
listen,
God.
This is almost funnier if you haven't seen those commercials. Your description.
Whoopity doopity doopity. All right.
You get that lead into the wash away toast.
Awesome. Okay.
All right, so we got some giveaways coming up after the wash away toast, but this is Babsy. The people have spoken.
I can hold my own mic now that I think about it. Why can't Slay hold his own mic?
Because he gets his hands into it.
And she does too. She uses her hands to talk. I think she needs somebody to
All right, does everybody have their beer? Everybody's got their Miller Lite. All right. So Ron Slay normally does this. I'm not going to act like I know what I'm doing with this, and it's never going to be as good as Slay. But our wash away toast, we have a lot to wash away.
We do.
It's been a crappy year for the Tennessee Titans. I'm gonna stick with the Titans for this wash away toast.
Real quick. Y'all, get your beers in the air. Let's go.
Beers in the air.
This is a toast. If you're not drinking beer, water, whatever it is.
Yes. So at the end of this toast, I will say sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down, and then everybody will say with us all together, either way we wash it down. And then you can chug your beer. I might not chug my beer, but
these are the directions.
These are the
Babsy.
directions from Ron Slay.
Okay.
Okay. So This is what we're going to wash away. For the Titans, we're going to wash away a win on Sunday. We're going to wash it away. We
Before
don't
it even
want
happens.
We don't want to win. We do not want to beat the Texans. We don't want to win. I'm going to need the defense to wash away the ability to tackle. I'm going to need the quarterback to wash away the ability to hit an open receiver. I'm going to need the offensive line to wash away the ability to protect the quarterback. Wait a second. They haven't done that all year, so we don't have to worry about that. Never mind. No problem there. So to Callie and Ran and Miss Amy, I love you, but I'm going to need you all to wash away the competitiveness and the desire to win on Sunday, because by losing to the Texans, we win in the future. That number 2, maybe number 1 pick is calling our names, so let's wash away the will to win on Sunday. Here we go. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down, but either way, we wash it down. Tighten up.
Wash away the desire to win. Are y'all down with this? This whole idea? Are y'all down with this?
Somebody is.
There's one heck no.
Heck no. Oh, heck yes.
Woo! That was good, Babs.
Yeah, we're looking towards the future.
Big picture.
We want to win the future.
This is big picture, Babsy.
That's right. That's right.
I love it. All right, Zeph, we got some giveaways. Good job, Babs.
Yeah. Wash away the will to win.
That is amazing. Can't wait to text that to Slay.
He was watching. He was in the chat. I
Good.
saw him.
Awesome, Slay Dog. Wash away the will to win. All right, you want to win now because Zeph's got some names he's going to draw. $50 Kroger gift card, Zeph.
Deneen Hall.
Deneen Hall wins a $50 Kroger gift card. Deneen Hall.
Woohoo!
Also, Titans-Texans tickets. A pair of Titans-Texans tickets, Zeph.
Scott Burton.
Scott Burton wins Titans-Texans tickets. With that said, we got to take a quick break. Again, it's halftime at the Sugar Bowl. Notre Dame leading 13-3 over Georgia. More next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
Good evening. It is 5 o'clock. I'm Joseph Bonanno live from the Buffalo Wild Wings out in Gallatin. The Titans are back on the practice field today as they continue to prep for the season finale versus the Texans at Nissan Stadium on Sunday. They will be wearing their Houston Oilers throwbacks when that game gets played. Who did not practice today for the Titans? Well, that's a long list. Tyler Boyd, Amani Hooker, Arden Key, Otis Reese, Tajay Spears, and Jalen Duncan all did not play. Tony Pollard and Chika Okonkwo were both limited. Currently, the All-State Sugar Bowl between Georgia and Notre Dame is at halftime. Notre Dame with a 13-3 lead thanks to a strip sack, fumble recovery, and an immediate touchdown with just 33 seconds remaining for Notre Dame to take the 10-point lead. They will also get the ball coming out of halftime. Also in college football news, Alabama quarterback Jalen Milroe officially announced he is declaring for the NFL draft. Tonight in college basketball, number 15 Tennessee Lady Vols open up their SEC schedule tonight on the road at Texas A&M. Lady Vols are looking for their 13th consecutive win to open the season. Tip-off is at 7 o'clock. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home of the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Three HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful evening in the Music City. Hope you're having a great Thursday. This is the first 3HL show for 2025. And Don Davenport is here, y'all.
What up?
That was a hell of a wash away toast, Babsy.
Wash it away.
Wash away the will to win is a great line.
I think Slade might have some competition with that in 2025.
Ooh, let's go, Slay. Slay approved of it.
He did approve. Yes, he did. Said you knocked it out of the park or something.
He did not use that wording. What is that wording? That's like it's like a 50-year-old white guy would say that.
Oh, okay.
Not Slay.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, Babsy, you murdered the wash away toast. Hell yeah. That's what he said.
Knocked it out of the park.
Also, I would never say that. Knocked it out of the park. Where did I get that?
I don't know. You said it.
Some 50-year-old white man just took over my soul and body and everything. I don't know what happened there. Georgia.
Notre Dame is knocking it out of the park on defense.
Knocking it out of the park. You're right. It sounds like 1940s. I don't know. Notre Dame leading Georgia 13-3.
Out of the park.
This is crazy. Georgia. I don't understand what's going on here. Notre Dame led 6-3 with a 48-yard field goal with 38 seconds left. So they kick off to Georgia. Georgia, instead of being like, you know what, it's 6-3, let's take it to the house. We got a quarterback making his first start. You know, we're good. No. We're going to drop back, 7-step drop, get the quarterback murdered, strip sack. Notre Dame gets the ball, first play, touchdown pass, and now you've got separation of score, 13-3.
What are we
and
doing?
Notre Dame gets the ball to start the second half. What are you doing?
What are we doing? I'm commentating on your story.
I thought you did something with ranch. You always do something with ranch over there.
Because ranch is the best.
I never liked it before until, like, I don't know, a couple of years ago, and now I do.
You got to get the right kind. So Notre Dame is the first team to have 3 sacks and 3 forced fumbles in a college football playoff game. In a game, and they did it in the first half.
We're talking about a game.
Talking about a game, and they did it in the first half.
Riley Leonard, Notre Dame quarterback, 10 of 15, 60 yards and a touchdown. 6 carries, 50 yards for Riley Leonard. For Georgia, Gunnar Stockton, 9 of 14, 142 yards, but did have the fumble right before halftime. That led to the game's only touchdown.
Oh, no.
And now Notre Dame has just run the opening kickoff back for a touchdown. So 20-3. Dude, Georgia ain't just going out. They're going out.
No, it's early, Mayor.
That's true. It's early.
Let me ask you this, though. Do you feel confident in
Gunnar Stockton.
Yes.
Leading the comeback because now
now he's going to have to throw the ball. Although he's done okay throwing the ball so far, but I don't know. Now they're going to light him up. I mean, they already have 3 sacks, 3 forced fumbles. They've already put the pressure on. And I told you that Notre Dame defense is legit and has been all year. And people wanted to overlook it because of that NIU loss.
And now these are going to be known passing downs.
Yep.
So Notre Dame will just have the ability to peel their ears back.
Now you still have a full half. You're okay right now. You don't have to go pin their ears back. Now that's a good one.
Is it pin or peel?
It's pin.
Did you say peel?
Pin.
It's pin your
I
ears
said
back.
pin and then said peel. It's pin, right?
Pin.
Yeah, because you pin the dog's ears back. Yeah. Slay taught me that.
Or donkeys.
You know what my favorite thing about games like this where they are turning into a blowout?
Is that you don't like Georgia, so you're glad to see them get blown out?
No. It's when they cut. I mean, this happens to even teams I like. When it cuts away to a fan who's dressed ridiculously, like in full like costume. Like I just saw
Georgia fans have the
shoulder pads with a headgear on and
The
sunglasses and face paint, and they just look so miserable. Oh, look at that.
Notre Dame fans are currently being thrown up in the air. There they are. Oh, and a rhinestone sequin cowboy hat on that Georgia fan. She's going to be chunking that. Yikes.
Man, Carson back with the surgery, huh?
So did you see?
Big loss.
and word around the campfires, they're wanting to move away from him, like even before that.
Well, he declared for the draft.
Yeah, he's gone.
And I think it was Shefty who put out, it was Rap Sheet, Ian Rappaport, who put out that some of the NFL executives said, what was the word they used? Basically the equivalent. Why can I not talk?
Equivalent
of stupid.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of them were saying that
like
scouts.
Absurd. It was one of those words. I can't believe that but to his credit, though, this is a way. And Jalen Milroe also today announcing that he's going into the draft. This is the weakest quarterback class in a draft that you've had in a really long time. And you got to think that next year is probably going to be
a little
decently
deeper.
strong.
I've seen multiple draft scout people say that there are no first round grade quarterbacks.
Yeah. Like not even Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders.
Isn't that crazy? And then we're talking about both of them as the number 1 overall pick.
Mm-hmm.
Because Coach Mack will tell you, like, there's a draft and a quarterback draft. So
and if you don't have a quarterback,
even when the quarterbacks aren't good,
it just reinforces how bad of a situation the Titans are in. Like, because you need so many pieces, and so many pieces you could use that top 10 or that top 5 pick you're probably going to have, but you got. Right now, the quarterback is like pushing so much on that because you don't have it. And you don't have an answer for that for 2025 or let alone past that.
Right. So what if you use the number 2 pick on a quarterback and the quarterback doesn't turn out? How much are you setting yourself back with that?
Well,
why do you got to talk about that?
Well,
I'm just saying.
Well, because if you do that, you put all your chips in a quarterback, and if it doesn't work out,
ask the Browns,
you're going to probably be restarting from the front or from the GM and coaching standpoint once again if that don't work out. And then you're right back where you are, but worse.
But then you've been there a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then it's another 2-year, 3-year cycle.
So, okay, Mayor, so what's your answer then?
I don't know. Like, we haven't even got, I want Greg Cosell. I want Greg Cosell to get into the tape and evaluate draft prospects, and then that'll be my opinion.
You have all the confidence in Greg Cosell.
My man's nodding his head. Hell yeah, I do.
No, but here's the thing. If you, I'm annoyed.
We're not even through the regular season. You're already frustrated by the draft process.
I'm already frustrated by it. It stinks. But this is the deal. If you're the Titans, you're going to end up with a, hopefully, top 2 pick. You're in line for a quarterback. All these people that are like, oh, get a stopgap quarterback or go get a veteran for next season. Who's to say that you're going to be as bad as you were this year, next year, to where you're going to be in a position where you can draft a quarterback? Because if there are teams that are high up there in the draft, I don't care how much draft capital you have or how many players you're willing to trade and go and try and get one of those top 3 spots for a quarterback. It's not like you can definitely do that. No. Like, your chance is now.
Unless you play it like the Rams did when they got Matthew Stafford and just throw away your first-round future for the next, 3 years.
Yes.
They got what they needed and wanted.
Yeah.
So Matt Miller
and they won a Super Bowl.
Matt Miller put out his early thing and says there are 12 players with first-round grades.
That's it?
Yeah. So he goes position by position. Quarterbacks, 0.
Yeah.
There you go. Running back, Ashton Genty, first-round grade.
Which there's some people that will argue that the amount of carries he has taken in his college career pushes him back.
That point will be made for sure. Wide receiver 3, Travis Hunter, Luther Burden the third at Missouri, which we keep forgetting about, and then T-Mac at Arizona, who's incredible too. He's 6'5", 212. Remember that first game of the year? Was it the first game of the year where he caught 15 balls for 300 yards or something? I watched that game. Crazy. Tight end, Tyler Warren.
That kid.
First-round grade. 12 first-round grade players.
That kid is special.
Matt Miller. Offensive tackle, we know him. Kelvin Banks Jr., Texas. Interior offensive line, 0. Edge rusher, 3. Abdul Carter, Penn State. Jalen Walker, Georgia. Michael Williams, Georgia. Those are the 3 there. Defensive tackle 1, Mason Graham, who Ohio State just wanted to just run right into over and over and over.
Michigan,
yes. Linebacker 0. Cornerback 1, Will Johnson, Michigan. Awesome player. Safety, Malachi Starks, Georgia. That's it, 12 players with first-round grades. So, at least they're in the top 12. They'll get one with a first-round grade.
No, they lose Sunday, and then they're 1 or 2. There you go.
Yeah. So you're going Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward?
Yes. And I'm fine with either.
Abdul Carter?
No, not in the top 5.
Travis Hunter?
Yeah, but see, I don't know why you keep pushing me on this.
Because you're going to get pushed on this for the next 4 months.
Okay, well, guess what? You better go get yourself a damn quarterback. And you know what? You better get a veteran, too, that can come in and help as well. You've got to, triple up on this position because it's such a disaster.
It is a disaster. Don Davenport with the wash away toast. Wash away the will to win. If that's not a T-shirt, Babs, I don't know what is. Listen, somebody needs to break into the Titans locker room. These are just jokes. I'm not telling anybody to break into the Titans locker room. Kurt said he'll do it. But Notre Dame has play like a champion,
yes,
and they all hit it
today. Yep.
They should put your thing in there. Wash away the will to win.
That's right.
And tap it as you go out.
Just ignore it. Hold that competitiveness down.
Nothing to see here.
Wash away the ability to tackle.
Well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to ask Big Savage or Ramone Foster about your little idea when we come back.
He's a great one to ask. He's one of the most competitive,
and
chip on the shoulder, played the game kind of guy ever. We're about to dig in with him.
Ramone Foster joins us next as we continue to broadcast live from Buffalo Wild Wings at Gallatin. We'll be here until 6 o'clock on 104.5 The Zone. I want to tell you about my friends at Brentwood Jewelry. Valentine's Day is coming up. I know a lot of y'all just looked at me weird, but it is. What were we, 6 weeks away? So go ahead and start thinking about it. Go meet the Amamoly family. They're awesome people at Brentwood Jewelry, 7012 Church Street in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. BrentwoodJewelry.com is the website. For more than 50 years, Brentwood Jewelry has been proudly serving the Brentwood community with exceptional style and exceptional deals every day. As a family-owned and operated business spanning 3 generations, they're deeply rooted in this community. From Salem Amamoly's service and special forces to his sons serving as local firefighters, the Amamoly family is dedicated to giving back in a time that is imperative to support local. Shop Brentwood Jewelry. Brentwood Jewelry here to help you pop the question. Let them help you take the stress out of selecting the perfect engagement ring. They can help you find a beautiful ring in your ideal budget. Browse their incredible selection of one-of-a-kind rings or talk with their custom-designed specialists to create a stunning ring as remarkable as your loved one. Brentwood Jewelry, they've got everything you need jewelry-wise. Gifting responsibilities will always be taken care of there. Just go meet the Amamali family, and they'll always be able to hook you up. 7012 Church Street in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. Exceptional style, exceptional deals every day for more than 50 years. Visit BrentwoodJewelry.com. HL 104.5 The Zone Thursday edition. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport with you. Slade Dog is on assignment. He will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's already Friday. I'm so messed up day-wise.
Me too.
You didn't know what day it was, and you didn't know where we were.
Correct. Where are we?
Gallatin.
Yeah.
Buffalo Wild Wings at Gallatin. Babsy did an admirable job of filling in for Slay Dog. The Ron Slade Miller Lite Wash Away Toast. Babsy's basically the crux of her position was wash away the will to win.
Mm-hmm.
if you want to see it, it's posted on all the 3HL socials.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I hope everybody sees it.
So 3HL 1045 on Twitter. On Instagram, it's 3HL. On TikTok, it's 3HL.
At 3HL 1045.
1045. Okay.
And Twitter's at 3HL 1045.
Word up. All right, coming up at 5:45, your chance to win Titans Texans tickets here at Buffalo Wild Wings. Also, a Titans mini helmet will give away, autographed by running back Tyjae Spears. Babs' prize closet is going to open at the end of this segment, too, and she'll give you a chance to win, if you're listening, anywhere you're listening, a chance to win Titans tickets against the Texans. Sorry, I'm reading. Oh, and 2 tickets to the Titans VIP tailgate with Ron Slay and DJ C. with.
Yes.
Thanks to Bullseye Event Group. Ramone Foster every Thursday at 5:20.
Hey, what's going on, good people?
Big Savagery. What's happening, man?
Man, not a lot, man. Last week, we're already here man.
Already here.
Yes, we are. Surprising. We wanted to get here so quick, and then it's gone super fast, the NFL season.
Well, we kind of want this one to be gone, right?
Man,
you can't comment. I get it.
After hearing all the dialogue, I'll say this from the fans. I think they just rather speed up to May already and hit the draft and see what's new.
Notre Dame leading Georgia 20-3, and Gunnar Stockton just with a deep ball that was dropped wide open. So we'll keep you updated there. Savage, so Don Davenport is all over this thing. The crux of her wash away toast was wash away the will to win.
See, he appreciates it.
Dawn wants the Titans to win. She's out there in front of everybody saying, y'all. Lose. Yeah, sorry. Wants them to lose.
It's a fascinating spot to be in because as a player, right, y'all have competed. What is the ultimate thing? The ultimate goal is to win, right? It really is. And I get what lessons are taught in losing, but nobody really teaches you how to lose. It's okay, you lose, and then you take the lessons from what happened in that game. You don't approach a game. I don't care how good a team is. It could be the McDonald's All-Americans against a 1A small-town school. I'll use my school. Never mind. I don't want to use 1A small-town school. We'll use Ripley High School 3A basketball, okay? It's you're probably going to lose, but you don't say, hey, I want to lose. You know what I'm saying? It's that type of scenario that you don't ever want to teach your kids or, heck, grown men that are facing it this upcoming weekend. But Babs, I'm glad I'm not Rand Carthon, Chad Brinker, Burt Ninehill, Anthony Robinson, because those type of decisions right there, I wonder if they do, Babs, to your point about needing to lose, sit in rooms and have to have that conversation because you're sacrificing warm bodies out there that are going to compete for your behalf and make you money, more money than you're paying them, right, to actually better your organization. That is a real tough place to be at. And Babs, as somebody that doesn't have to compete, I can understand your logic in asking for a loss this upcoming weekend.
Mm-hmm. So it's hard to ask you this because you've never been in this position, right? With the Steelers. I mean, you played with the Steelers.
They're in the playoffs every year. Mo was in the playoffs every year.
Yeah, so it's hard to ask and probably hard for you to speak to what you would feel as a player, but I know you've talked to a lot of guys.
the other side of what I was saying to those guys.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, if you like to know. So you're asking me if I was in a position where we weren't fighting for a playoff position, right? How would I feel? Well, I'll tell you what I used to say to those guys on the other side. The week approaching the game, Babs, we've been in a situation that the team's hey, y'all know we got to go out here and play hard for about a quarter and a half, man, until they decide they want to shut it down. And at that point right there, we can just cruise to a victory. That was our mindset inside the locker room before we went out, and specifically in the offensive line room. Because here's the quick pro tip behind offensive linemen and defensive linemen can't really take plays off. And you got to find out, okay, which one of these guys is going to go the hardest on the defense. We can neutralize him. If we neutralize him, then we got a real good shot of having an easy Sunday. And then if out on the field, I say to the guys, I like to talk trash. That's just the way I am. I was confident in my play. So I sit over there and I ask the guys, hey, man, why you going so hard? You know your cars are already on the shipping truck right now, on the shipping trailer right now. Like, you don't really have to do this. Your check is going to be paid out. You're going to be fine. Or just grab one of their vets and be like, hey, talk to the new guy over there. He's doing a little bit too much for a game that means nothing for you guys. Like, it would be that type of mentality, Babs, to where you just kind of say to yourself and to them, you guys don't have anything to play for. Just lay down respectfully, and I promise you I won't embarrass you. Like, that's the conversation that you have with guys like that. And it sucks to say that, but y'all know it's a dog-eat-dog world, man, and those guys, they are not trying to have surgery going into the offseason either. So, hey, respectfully, if you go 75, I'll go 75 too. And you will get out of this thing because clearly y'all are a bad team. So let the good team who's going to the playoffs beat you.
That's so funny. So you can actually tell, like, when you were on the Steelers and you were playing a team that was kind of in this position, you could tell that guys were already thinking about vacation plans and stuff like that.
Really, and that's the thing about it. Like, nobody will really say that out loud.
Yeah.
But the last thing a guy wants is in a meaningless game is to go into the offseason and have to have a surgery that's going to keep them out for the rest of the summer. You know, that keeps them away from their job. So it's not one of those situations where, hey, I'm going to show you that I'm going to be bad today. But guys haven't understand. Hey, whoa, big bro. Like, you don't have to go that hard right there. Like, it's guys on the opposing team that will say that type of stuff in those types of games because they understood the assignment of the day is to make it out healthy. And, again, as much as we hate each other on the football field, there is a level of understanding that goes into these types of situations. It's like we're speaking about over the last few days, all these incentives that guys are getting. Like, coaches know this. Players know this. Like, and I'm sure that there's a guy or two that'll take a dive for Mike Evans that needs 85 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like, that part of the game is done. And, of course, we don't speak publicly about those situations, especially if we're playing. But I can almost guarantee that Mike Evans is going to get his 85 yards and 2 touchdowns. Players like seeing other players win in that capacity, and $3 million for simply playing a game for a guy that's a walking gold jacket, man, they'll put some young guy on him or they'll find a matchup that they know he's going to get every single time, and Mike Evans is going to get that. It's the same way you feel about, like, Tony Pollard this upcoming weekend. Like, I don't know what the Titans and Texans, situation is going to be like because there's a lot of hate I've learned between this rivalry. But all in all, like, guys like to see dudes hit those incentives. And it just is an understanding, and that's what I feel like this upcoming weekend is also for the Titans.
Yeah,
as far as what happens on the field. Again, you got a rookie head coach and Coach Brian Callahan that probably doesn't subscribe to that type of stuff. So we'll see what the tempo is going to be, but I will say putting 2 quarterbacks out there, sure looks like a sign of it.
It gives you a better chance to lose, you mean?
Hey, listen, Babs. All I'm saying, if you got 2 quarterbacks, you got no quarterback. Tell me what 2 quarterback system has ever worked. So, again,
That's true.
I ain't saying there will be signs, but it sure look like it.
What does Tony Pollard need for his incentive?
He needs 83 rush yards and for 250 and 2 touchdowns to grab another 250.
Yeah, he got $500,000 on the line. I got a feeling it's going to be a run-heavy, quick game this upcoming weekend, Babs, if you feel what I'm saying. And it hurts the Houston Texans to not. It hurts them none as far as letting him score 2 touchdowns, other than the fact that you can say, Titans brass, y'all got to pay him $500,000.
I know, right?
Geno Smith is another one. He needs 186 passing against the Rams, who he lit up earlier in the season to get to $2 million. Also, if the Seahawks win, that gets them to 10 wins, which gets him another $2 million. Did you have incentives like that in your contracts?
Pittsburgh didn't really do incentives like that. All you would get for the most part is like an off-season bonus. I've seen guys get that. I've seen guys have like weight clauses that they had to have at the beginning of the season. But Pittsburgh's not an incentive-based like contract team. There's a few around the league. It's about half the league is that type of team. A lot of teams just want to see you play it out and give you your money up front. And then before you make it to the end of your deal, they'll restructure you. That's where they manipulate the cap somewhat in those types of situations. So I've never seen a guy have those types of stipulations in their contracts because more times than not, to your point earlier, Mayor, like you're going to be somewhat of a good team and like the defense is stable. So you're really betting against yourself and you're the Steelers and start trying to incentivize guys. Like imagine a guy like TJ Watt, having to be incentivized to make make the Pro Bowl. or, have 10 sacks on the season. Like, you're just giving money away at that point. And it's fascinating, the teams that do and the teams that don't, really.
By the way,
Steelers are like, listen, we're the Steelers. We don't do that crap.
Yeah, you're fortunate.
Go get it. Yeah,
you're fortunate to play for us. By the way, to Babs' point about this game, with a lot of time left, Georgia with a touchdown pass. Gunnar Stockton 32 yards to Cash Jones. It is 20-10. Notre Dame with a third down conversion opportunity, and they complete a ball to get the first down. We'll keep you updated there. Big Savage, Ramone Foster.
Been watching that game a little bit too in between work, and let me tell you this: this is a very defensive game up until late, man. That Notre Dame has really found their footing on playing defense in college right now.
They've been good all year.
How do you think this college football playoff has gone, man? Because it sure looks like Ohio State now is the favorite, but Penn State with a couple blowouts, Notre Dame's defense, Georgia trying to come back, Texas with an incredible fourth down conversion to keep going. It's been fun.
It has. My hot take on this whole college football playoffs, man?
I love hot takes.
I got a feeling by somebody by the name of Gregory Sankey is going to have a Zoom call with 16 coaches on Monday. Okay? This has been an embarrassing, in my opinion, bowl season for the SEC, especially for a commissioner that was popping hot stuff, talking about the SEC needed 4 guaranteed spots. And as it looks right now with a 20-10 lead from Notre Dame, I don't even know if the SEC gets one team in the Final Four. So I got a feeling, Babs, Greg Sankey is going to have a Zoom call with the coaches and tell them they need to get their Shiano together, as you like to say from time to time.
Well done, Savage. Well done.
Yeah, I mean, it could be 2 Big Ten teams, 1 SEC team, and Notre Dame. That's what we could be looking at. So we'll see. What do you think about this decision by Callahan to play both quarterbacks on the last day?
Man, I get it. Callahan, man, is a very respectable guy. He really is, because most times when you get benched, there is no coming back. It's just not. So I'll be honest with you, Mayor. I guess I got to be honest, which I could lie to you, but I'm always honest with you. That's one of my first times I've side-eyed a decision that he's made. Yeah. Because in the NFL, like, there's no charity given. There's no, hey, oh, man, I want to do you a favor, unless there's a plan to say we got to have something in place for William Levis to have his trade value be high, right? So does it also mean that he pulls a Drew Lock and plays lights out and calls the Titans to drop down to number 6 in the draft? Or is it, hey, I'm just being nice to you, man. You've been good to me. I wasn't my choice to pick you. So because of that, I'm going to show my appreciation for how bad we are by giving you another opportunity. It's confusing. I ain't ever seen coaches be in that situation like that before in the NFL level. I've seen it done in college, where college coaches want to, feel on the emotions, I guess, cater to the emotions of young men who are dealing with trying to figure out who's going to be the starter. But eventually you get to the guy. This situation right here is you've given Will Levis every opportunity to prove that he's the guy. And you said yourself, he didn't, meet the standard. And I know Mason hadn't either. It just, I ain't ever seen anybody go back like this. And this seems to me, unless he was just really ticked off by Mason Rudolph's play, this was voluntary. Like, I don't think anybody outside of the coach's meeting room expected him to go back to Will Levis in any capacity this year. So that's one of my side eyes I've given Coach Brian Callahan. But it may just show, honestly, just how bad this team is as far as the talent, the quarterback play, and just the steady rotation of offensive linemen off the right side. Or we can go even deeper into the lack of playmakers, too. Like, there are playmakers on this team. But, like, right now, like, I think it's the Titans are one of 4 NFL teams with no Pro Bowlers on it. And that's with all respect to a guy like Jeffrey Simmons, who's a bowler, who could be a Pro Bowler every single year. But after him and Armani, right? And it's hard for a guy like Tony Pollard because he plays running back, and that position has been minimized so much. But think about this. You got a guy that can make it, right? You got a guy in the money who's having a real good year this year also, but safety is one of those devalued positions too. Yep, and then you got Tony Pollard. Think about what I'm going to say next. Your next valuable position, as far as the Pro Bowl is concerned, is punter. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Like, look, it's the end of the season now. Screw, like, hurting feelings, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But, like, your 4th best public player is a punter.
Yeah.
And he's good. But, like, think about where your squad is.
Right. I mean, that's part of being a 3-win team, I guess. But, your points on the quarterback situation are interesting. It made me think beyond where I was. Because I thought, once they bench Levis, okay, that tells you where they are with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to bring him back, is this more of a big picture move by Callie to show guys that, hey, even if you get benched, if you work hard, you can have another opportunity?
Man, Will Levis ain't had enough time to work hard to show that he's back in it, at least publicly, man. I know what you're trying to say and get to. Hey, I know it's like, well, maybe he's been working hard. Mayor, you or I don't believe he's been working hard. It's just that this is what you have to deal with to actually make it through the last weekend of the season. I said it this morning on our show, man, on RK Dub, at this point, considering Will Levis was given the keys to the car, right? He changed the locks on and they kept Brian Tannehill out. You got him all new shining toys, despite people not want to recognize, that front office did try to surround Will Levis with as much talent as they could. They went out and got a first-round tackle. They got Peter Skoronski, who's already on the team. You went and got Tony Pollard. You had Tajay Spears already. You got Calvin Ridley. And a lot of people were hype about Tyler Boyd, too. There's a lot of motion that went around Will Levis this offseason. And for you to get to this point and say, he hasn't had enough tape, I get it. Y'all coaches are supposed to lie to us, some in the media. But as it pertains to, the truth of what he's done and, he's earned the opportunity to come in and play or start again, I just can't get with that one because on a professional level, I've seen guys get, benched because they got in trouble, something – legal off the field, and hey, he's got to work back into, my good graces. But bad play doesn't get second or third or fourth opportunity. So again, I'd love to be a fly on the wall in their coaches meeting and, head leadership meetings to see what the conversation was because I simply just don't believe this one. And when it boils down to, I said earlier this year when Coach Callahan was doing his media runs and talking and, giving a lot of information, I bet that this changes next year. Well, I'm more than sure his ability to be very forward with information is going to change going into next year. I think now he's officially becoming a coach, but how he's going about doing his pressers and stuff, I don't think we're going to get much information out of him moving forward.
There he is. He's Ramone Foster. You can catch him, Ramone, Kayla, Will, weekday morning, 6 to 10 on 104.5 The Zone and on the sideline for Titans Radio coming up on Sunday, Texans, right here on 104.5 The Zone. Thank you, Savage. Good to hear from you, man. Love you, bro.
Same to y'all, and Happy New Year. And Bab,
Happy New Year.
why would you bring that trash candy into the break room like that? I think
Get out of here.
Clean up.
Listen, you just got there too late. I walked in there after you and Slay were texting me, giving me such a hard time. So that day, I walked in there. I'm like, no wonder you said that. It literally is the bottom of the bag that was left over. Listen, just because you're on the morning show and nobody loves you guys and you don't get good, fresh stuff doesn't mean you got to come at me.
Hey, all I'm telling you is this. That's going to change, okay? Just so you know. The squeaky wheel will get the oil moving forward, Bab. You hear me? And a lot of it, I'm saying it on your show because y'all are, can I say y'all the highest rated in the city? Never mind. They already know that. That's on me. Y'all didn't say that. Shout out
Savage.
to Chris.
Savage. All right, we love you.
All right, for sure. Love y'all, B.
Happy New Year.
So, for those that don't know, Babs cleaned out her pantry. She's doing no sugar at the house. She made this decision for her husband and her child and brought in all kinds of stuff from her pantry. And the morning guys, Bert included, were giving her a hard time because some of it was expired.
I don't even know what was expired.
I think it was that Quest bar that was in there.
Oh, that was probably that one.
Which isn't candy.
Thrown out, yeah.
So,
by the way, Notre Dame just went for a 4th and short at midfield and did not get it.
The worst decision in any football, any level, on 4th and short, 4th and 1, whatever, is going out of the shotgun. Especially when you have Riley Leonard, who is that ginormous person.
And you still got a 2-score lead. Don't you want to make Georgia go the length of the field instead of, they need a field goal and a touchdown? They're already, 15 yards away from a field goal. That was a bizarre decision there by Coach Freeman. More 3HL when we come back. I've got some info on Calvin Ridley. and what he needs to do on Sunday. But first, Babs has her prize closet open.
That is right. This is for all you listeners out there. Titans ticket Thursday, 104.5 The Zone gives you a chance to win Tennessee Titans tickets on all the Thursdays before home games. So this is our last one. The phone number 615-737-1045. Caller number 5 right now. You'll win tickets to see the Titans host the Texans on Sunday at Nissan Stadium. Final home game of the year. Hopefully you can go cheer for them to lose so that they'll have a better draft pick. Also, you get 2 tickets to the Titans VIP tailgate with Slay and DJ C-Wiz, thanks to Bullseye Event Group. So good luck to you. It's free food, free beverages there at that tailgate. Everything's included. So, you can sauce yourself up to go cheer for the Titans to lose. Good luck to you. All right, new year, new stuff, right? Sometimes it's time to upgrade the things in your home, like your windows and your doors, and you need to do it with Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. I have loved the experience of working with them. We had to put all new windows into my rental property, did windows and doors in our home, and I did all the research for you, so you don't have to do it. Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville is who you need to go with, and you might be surprised to learn how affordable replacement windows are from Pella. Affordable and the best quality out there. And on top of all of that, they have the staff in place to take care of you. I can attest to that. I love a good deal. You love a good deal. My friends at Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville are giving you a good deal right now. 50% off qualifying installs, and that's an and. No money down, no interest, no payments for 12 full months. Go ahead and give them a call, 615-249-1910. Just ask for that Dawn deal for you and let them take care of you. You can schedule a free consultation easily. Check out the offer, PellaNashville.com.
What's happening, y'all? Y'all been hearing me talk about Kellum Stem Cell Institute and just what it does as far as alleviating that inflammation, get it up out of your body, you trusting your body, your cells, letting that be your solution. I had such great results with my knee, and I tell you about that all the time. Over the years of wear and tear on it, inflammation just sets in. Sometimes it just happens with age. It could be hereditary. Who knows, man? But it happened with me. It happened in my hip, shoulder as well. And when I did it, with my knee, I got the results, and I wanted to expedite the results in my hip. So I went back to Kellum, talked to him, told him, listen, I need some help, man. I got to get this hip together. You know what he said? Well, come on in, sit down. Let me wake these cells up. It's all that's happening is you improving your cell communication. The growth factors function by increasing the energy output of your cells. The end result is faster healing and pain relief. Call and get your consultation, 615-850-4415. That's KellumStemCellInstitute.com.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport with you. Thursday edition. Georgia and Notre Dame. Notre Dame 20, Georgia 10. Third quarter, right, Zeph, still?
2 minutes left.
Thank you, Zeph. Our thanks to the First Family of 3HL for bringing crumble cookies. Babs and I both got salads to eat, and then here these guys show up.
I just looked up the calorie count on the cookie that I just ate the entire thing of.
What you got, Babs?
Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
760 calories.
It's still the holiday season, though, right? Like this week, we got to get through this week.
Do you know how many grams of added sugar are in it?
Did you look that up, too?
78.
Added sugar. That's a big number.
That's a big number. Woo. But you know what? It was worth every calorie and sugar particle. And
I tried Kirby's blonde Oreo cookie.
Good.
It was incredible. And then Zeph came over with
Zeph's churro.
With the churro cookie. That's incredible. That tastes like a snickerdoodle on crack.
Yeah.
Or what I would imagine crack to be.
Good description.
Babs, I've never had crack.
Okay. Well, that's good. Me either.
I love how you never partake in what you're partaking in right now, and you're just like right here in front of the camera. Let me do it.
Listen, if you're going to put me at a bar, don't expect me not to have a drink.
That was one of the first things Slay ever said when we had a remote when he first got hired.
Yep. And now he made it the norm.
I'm like, I don't know if you're supposed to do that. Well, don't put me at a bar then.
Yeah. Don't have me do a live show at a bar then, if you don't like it.
That makes a lot of sense.
Fair enough.
Georgia failed on 4th down and 2. Notre Dame now with the football. They are driving in field goal range. You going to stick around and watch this? I might, actually.
Maybe.
Take a while to get home from here.
Yeah.
Man,
might hang out for a while.
Hope y'all have had a great holiday week, last week and this week. Because now it's on. What did I say? Like the give up day, National Give Up Day, y'all, is January 17th. I did read that. That's where you can like let go of all these resolutions that you put out there. January 17th, that's the day. That's the day where we give up on everything.
Jeez. So what is that? That's
the washed away
2 weeks.
The will to.
We can't last longer than 2 weeks.
As a society, that's what they say. I mean, it's proven. It's a day, Babs. It's in the calendar.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I don't even make one anymore.
Enthusiasm is mine. And then I was talking to a buddy, and he was like, "I did the one-word thing too." I said, "What's your one word?" And he said, "Intentional."
Oh.
And I was like, okay, let's just combine our 2 words, and then we'll just go from there. Intentional enthusiasm.
That's good.
You know where I got that? It was in between 2 basketball games, and it was the anniversary of Jim Valvano's speech at the ESPYs. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I started to think, like, man, I could do a load of clothes here, blah, blah, blah. Like, I wasn't going to watch it. I've seen it a million times. But I sat down and watched it, and he talked about that. He talked about if you come at things with a value of enthusiasm, everything will work out.
That's a great point.
Thanks, but I didn't make it. I just heard it and passed it along and absorbed it.
And it became your resolution.
I want to live it, yeah. So that's me. Happy New Year.
So when you're not enthusiastic, can I give you crap?
Yeah, for sure. Have you not seen me enthusiastic lately? Because I saw that a couple weeks ago, actually. Tax Slayer Gator Bowl coming up tonight. Duke
I feel like you always are, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, I try. Duke and Ole Miss. Ole Miss favored by 17.5, 7 o'clock on ESPN.
Jeez.
I know, right? Kiff's going to lay it down. Isn't Duke the team? No, it was Wake Forest. I was going to say it was one of those ACC schools that played Ole Miss and then said we're not playing you again next year.
Nah, that's Wake.
Yeah.
Yep. John Curry.
John Curry.
I think you guys know him.
We definitely do. So John Curry, for everything he did for Tennessee, he did hire Tony Vitello.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
There is that.
So John Curry brought Tennessee a national championship?
Oh, there you go. I'll have to tell him that.
Does he get like a trophy or like a piece of the dirt or something? Like a vial of dirt?
He can get a letter.
A letter.
Hey, thanks for making this fantastic hire. We appreciate it.
The funniest story about John Curry, I wish somebody would like write this, is when he thought he had the power to go out and hire a college football coach, and he goes out and he hires Mike Leach, tells Mike Leach you're hired, gets on the plane with Mike Leach as the coach, headed back to Knoxville. Mike Leach wasn't with him, but Curry's headed back to Knoxville, and he gets a text or a phone call saying from the higher-ups, yeah, could you see me in the office? And when he got back, he got fired. So then Mike Leach didn't get hired. Like, how many of those stories are, like, the whole world of college football changes if Rich Rodriguez takes the Alabama job when Nick Saban actually got it. Yep. Because Rich Rodriguez was offered the job. He took it, slept on it, and then decided to not take the Alabama job. So then they go back to Nick Saban, and Nick Saban says yes. Can you imagine how different the college football world would be had Rich Rodriguez simply taken the Alabama job?
Crazy.
And now Rich Rodriguez is going back to West Virginia. That's the funny thing.
I'm pumped about it.
Scott Frost going back to Central Florida? UCF.
What's old is new.
That is true. Notre Dame at the Georgia 27-yard line trying to build on their 20-10 lead. Riley Leonard throwing the ball deep into the end zone, and it is incomplete. We have another couple of giveaways, right, Zeph Dog?
Yep.
Thanks to you, Zeph Dog. Let's see. What are we going to do here? Titans-Texans tickets. Let's do a pair of Titans-Texans tickets. Y'all listen up.
Anna Andrelski.
Anna Andrelski. All right, we'll find Anna.
Or maybe Anna.
Anna Andrelski.
Is it A-N-N-A and you said Anna? What country do you live in?
Yeah.
Czechoslovakia.
Yeah.
Are you British?
No.
Or Eastern European.
Well, the last name was Andrelski.
Right.
So?
I put two and two together.
What's your last name?
Bonanno.
So does that mean that you're Joseph?
Was that supposed to be Italian?
Yeah. Josephi? I don't know Italian.
So you nailed the last name, right?
Yeah,
but
I think
you
so.
got the Anna part wrong.
Hey, Anna. Or Anna.
Congratulations, you get to go watch the Titans
Here's
lose.
the funny thing.
That's
Anna,
right.
What's her last name?
Andrelski.
Anna Andrelski's probably listening on her cell phone, and she's like, damn it, I thought I won. Who is this Anna Jodowski? Or
Who's
whatever?
Anna?
Yeah.
Who sees A-N-N-A and says Anna?
I was combining it with the last name.
Zeph is our show linguist. So
Yeah.
if Zeph can't get it right.
I'm like seriously shook by this. Okay. Do we have something else?
I hate getting people's names wrong, and I cannot pronounce people's
Oh,
names.
and we put you in charge
I
of
know.
this, where you
I know.
screw it up every single week.
So bad.
I mean, he literally screws it up by getting it right. Like when he gets it right, he actually screws it up.
Yeah.
That's where we are. Does that make sense?
Are
Yeah.
we giving away something else?
Yes. A Titans mini helmet autographed by running back Tyjae Spears.
Wallace McMahon. Yeah.
Hey, Wallace.
Wallace McMahon, you got that one. He's right
He
there.
still stumbled through it, though.
I wanted to make sure that was a C, and it was.
What else would it be?
Right?
Well, it's like the C with like it's like Mick, like you know what I mean.
Nope.
Congratulations on your mini helmet.
Tyjae Spears, baby.
This is the last one I have to do.
Hey, did I tell you guys when I was at the Dallas Cowboys facility, because I worked the Frisco Bowl, so we had our party at the Cowboys facility, so we got the full tour and got to go, which it's amazingly sweet, by the way.
Of course it is.
Of course, yeah.
Jerry Jones doing something that doesn't suck.
Unbelievable. I was like, where does this helicopter land at practice? So got to see all that, whatever. Anyway, they had in this one room that is full of memorabilia from, just millions and millions of dollars of memorabilia. There was a mini Titans helmet in there.
Why? I think you told us that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was signed by Eddie, maybe. I don't know. Either Eddie or Steve. But still, I'm like looking in there and I'm like, oh, I bet they don't have anything Titans. Oh, nope, they sure do. Little Titans mini helmet
Should have
signed by.
taken it. You have more rights to that than they do.
I know. Well, it was locked. They would not allow us in that special room.
Special room.
We were not allowed in that one.
Notre Dame with a field goal. They take the lead 23-10 as we roll toward the into the fourth quarter. Sorry.
Do you have something else to give away?
No, that was it.
Okay. Sorry.
Thanks for looking out, Babs.
Took over the conversation there, Zeph. You know what else they had? They had Emmitt Smith's scouting report from the scout that basically just ripped Emmitt. I took a picture of it.
Didn't
I'll put it
work
out on
hard.
social media.
Gotta
Yeah.
stay on his ass.
Yep, got to stay on him. Yes, all the things that was wrong with Emmitt Smith.
Our thanks to Smiley for producing the show. Back at our studio, the world famous Music Grove. Zeph Dog here. Eggy Pop here. Kirby, of course, here. Appreciate everybody that came out in Gallatin tonight. Tomorrow's Friday, y'all. It's amazing. We appreciate you including us in your day. We do not take that for granted, nor do we take it lightly. Have a great night. God bless.
Good night. God bless. See ya.